Football. Rugby. It's cricket time. Play Sporty Bet.
It's a beautiful day at the Chatsworth Oval in Durban. We make our way back down to the coast at the Chatsworth Oval for the second T20 international, unofficial international between South Africa women emerging and Bangladesh women emerging. The first one, a wonderful match, 152 playing 153, and today we are set for yet another wonderful game. Coming to you live on Cricket South Africa's YouTube channel. It's myself, Pendulo Makubane, and Kagisho Masubelele.
Good afternoon to all the viewers and happy Women's Day to all our female viewers today. 24 degrees we're expecting today. No rain whatsoever. Oh, chance of rain, actually 51%. We do hope, like we said in the other day, that it is much later in the day. It's a short game, so we're hoping that we can get a full game in. Beautiful views in Durban, in the coast we are in KZN. So looking forward to this game, especially after the results of the previous T20 match.
8 wickets win for South Africa, and it's just been South Africa women winning from the start. The first game here at Chatsworth having no results, and then the two one-day internationals being won by 65 and 38 respectively. Candler and Tunnicliffe were the instigators, and then they banded together for that first T20 game. And what a sight to see during that partnership in that first T20. South Africa women winning by 8 wickets, and both Alexandra Candler and Faye Tunnicliffe scoring half centuries to put that 146-run partnership together.
Very good batting between the two batters. It did look a little bit of a difficult as we see that partnership, Faye Tunnicliffe and Alex Candler, were really pampering the boundary all over the place, enjoying their batting, as you could see, and we spoke about it during that time, that they were going all over the place. They were going to the left, they were going to the right. They were really making sure that they manipulate the field. The running between the wickets also was very exemplary between the two batters. They really looked like they had good chemistry between one another. Liked the leg side in particular, Faye Tunnicliffe. They did try to plug it, but she still managed to find the gaps here and there to hit those balls for fours. And Alex Candler also was just looking to be herself, express herself, play those reverse sweeps, play all around the show. So there's a very good partnership between the two batters. 146 of just that 100 balls that they faced in that partnership.
Yeah, they looked a touch of class beyond, better than every single other player. Seems like they were playing on their own plane, and it seems like they had played the game at the highest level, which Faye Tunnicliffe had done, and Alex Candler hoping to work her way there. Would have thought that the two were going to open, because they do open in for their respective franchises, but it shows here that they are a little bit of a class beyond the rest.
Yeah, definitely. And it's very one of those things that is just good to see them, different conditions that they would find themselves playing in, especially Faye Tunnicliffe coming from the Cape, but having to bat under different conditions, bit slower conditions to what should be used to. But she looked like she knows how to play on this wicket, and it looked like she's played on this wicket a lot of times, which wouldn't be the case. And we see, as we can see, the scorecard, they just showed the dominance of the South African women's emerging team there. 152 for 6. They just got it in 18.1 overs, with Faye Tunnicliffe getting that 82 of 49. Alex Candler, that 65 not out of 53. Good bowling earlier on also from Smith. Luyanda Nzuza didn't have the best of games. The first over was well, took a wicket, but then the second over unfortunately went for that 16 runs, had to be pulled out of the attack, but Weingart came in 1 for 25 from her 4 overs. So it was a very good all-round performance. Shati from the Bangladesh batted very well, that 78 or 56, with a good partnership also between herself and Misty, who got 36 of 39.
It was definitely Shati Rani who made everything work. We had the toss earlier on. Bangladesh. We had the toss earlier on. Bangladesh choosing to bat first. And Shati Rani at the top of the order, scoring that 78 in the first game. She is there again, batting alongside Eva, Moshida Khatun, Firdosh Sumona, Saha, Afia Ashima Era. We saw her coming from the Under-19 World Cup last year. Disha Biswas, the captain. Habiba, Islam Pinky, the feisty bowler from Bangladesh, Sonia, Jasmine, and Sadia, Halimatul Sadia to close it off here for Bangladesh women. We'll see how well they're going to be able to do it again. It was Shati Rani with her 78 who set them up for that 152 total. Only 2 players getting double digits. So the question is, will they be able to supplement what the top order brings, or can they actually add runs if the top order doesn't fire?
It's going to be very important for them to make sure that they can supplement, as we spoke about. They did lose those 3 early wickets in the previous game, had to sort of like catch up. And this is the South African team with Alex Kendler with a very good game the last time around, scoring that 65 not out. Simone Lawrence also in the team, didn't get a chance to bat in the previous game. Yanis Smith, Faye Cliff, Yasmin Khan, Seshli Naidu, Caitlin Weingart, Nini Ntabiseng Nini, Nondumiso Shangase, Olutlosio, and Karabo Meso. Obviously, this will not be the betting lineup, as you can see, a little bit scrubbed around. Be very interesting if you see Karabo Meso coming in at number 11. Wouldn't be happy with the team. But it's a very well-balanced team. They've got the spinners. They've got the fast bowlers early on that can just use that new ball. So it's a very balanced team here from South Africa. They'll be looking to build up from where they left off, winning by that 8 wickets, as mentioned in that previous game. So it's a very good contest that we're looking forward to. We hope we get a similar game to what we did in that first T20 because of the amount of runs that were scored.
Good to see Karabo Meso come in, and you're saying that might not be the batting lineup for the South Africa emerging, but regardless of how you shape that top 6, they are a really strong bunch, because you can open with Simone Lawrence, you can open with Amia Smith, you can open with a Yasmin Khan. You can even open with the Karabo Meso if you want higher impetus at the top. So it's a really strong team at the top of the order for South Africa. Bangladesh have shown too that with Shati Rani, they have what it takes. And also alongside Eva, they bat together, Mosamateva. But we're at the Chatsworth Oval. Bangladesh winning the toss and choosing to bat first. Bangladesh, they're getting ready. 152 was a really good score. But you did feel that they were a couple of runs short, about 15 to 20 runs short. Because even with Misty's partnership with Shati Rani at the top of the order, she didn't have the impetus that Shati Rani had. And if you compare that to the partnership between Candler and Tunnicliffe, where both they were adding runs to the board, you see that Bangladesh just left runs around.
You can see that there were a lot more runs that were left because of the way that South Africa came in and batted. And you can see that it's a very good wicket for them to be betting on. And you know what they say, whatever the score that you are at over number 13, 12, then you want to double it at the end of the innings. But Bangladesh kept the consistency of their betting lineup. But as you can see, the 2 standing umpires, Karen Cluster and Marika Khashoggi, the same umpires that were there in the previous game. I'm sure they will be looking to get onto the field. Excited. It is always very exciting, obviously, to stand at games of this magnitude. You normally would stand at club cricket or domestic cricket. But because it's an international game, they can also look to test themselves, because that's very important also for the umpires to test themselves for the next level that they want to step onto.
Marika Khashoggi, current cluster, who's been involved in every international tour that South Africa have played inbound since that first tour versus England in 2024, alongside Lauren Achenbach, one of the highly rated women umpires around the country as well. Stacey Lakai, though, is the third umpire for the game. So Marika Kershoff, current cluster standing, and then Stacey Lakai standing as third. Beautiful oval here at Chatsworth. The greenery is sweet. You wouldn't say it's even winter, KG, because when we come to the men's emerging tour being played here at the Highveld, everything is brown. But down there, everything is green.
That is the beauty about South Africa, isn't it? That at different places that you go to, you see different things. You see the empires, they look nice, relaxed, and ready for the game. Probably just talking about a few things here and there about going onto the field. The South African team also in the background, as you look at them, a bit of dancing happening there. You can see that they're nice and relaxed. This is a team that has also won 3 games on the trot. So you do expect that their body language and their mental side of things, they will look very relaxed. They look like they are really looking forward to get onto the field. And the most important thing, to continue enjoying playing more than just looking about the results. And that is what you want from a team. You just want them to be all nice and relaxed and looking forward to express themselves when they get onto the field later on.
And hopefully when they are feeling that relaxed, they will have less mistakes on the field. So a little bit of dropped catches last match, especially the dropping of Shatirani earlier on in the innings, which tells you that if it was caught, maybe the score could have been restricted to even under 100 in the previous game. So what will happen here today? Current cluster and Marika Kershoff start their trek into the middle of the field as the standing umpires. Big decisions to make. And then South Africa women's emerging, led by the local Gyal Nondumiso Shangase, captain of the Dolphins, now captaining South Africa, emerging as they come in. They've won 2 games in the one-day international series, and now it's the first in the T20. Winning this just seals everything for them.
It is a very important game for them. I'm sure the coaching staff also will be looking at the opportunity of them winning this game. And if they do that, then the rest of the team, the other players that have been on the fringes, that haven't played so much, we're speaking about players like Elise Marin Marks that have been sitting out for quite, in the T20s, played in the 50-over competition. So those are the players that will be looking at, let's win this so that we can be able to give everybody an opportunity to play. But to speak about Shatirana and the fact that she played a very good game that put them in a very good position, was dropped early on. The same thing that happened with Alex Kendler early on in the South African innings. So, you know the old cliche, and we speak about it quite a lot, that catches win matches. It still does apply that if you ensure that you can hold on to those catches, then you're giving yourself a good opportunity to win the game.
Caitlin Weingart, smooth bowler. And hopefully she'll be able to claim one of those wickets. If catchers win matches, she'll be hoping that they get caught. Mosamat Eva and Shatirani, they have a big job to do to just start off this innings, because conditions here in the Chatsworth Oval are slightly different from what we saw in Pietermaritzburg. It was much drier in Pietermaritzburg as well. And then Shatirani has 78. Awesome innings, scored at 140. And she'll face off the first delivery. Karen Cluster starts the game. Caitlin Weingart. Oh, gets to top of the off stump. It's not a warm-up. It is the actual start of the game. The perfect fast bowler's delivery. And Caitlin Weingart lands it on the money.
Caitlin Weingart, first up, doesn't need too many balls to warm up. Looks like the batter was looking to have a bit of warm-up games, but Caitlin Weingart saying, thank you very much. I am ready. I'm taking this. A royal duck, that is. First one of the match for Shatirana. We spoke about how important her wicket is, and South Africa knows very well how important, how big, how crucial that wicket is for the Bangladeshi, and they took that. First up, Caitlin Weingart. Very good bowling to start off this match.
Yeah, Shatirani. Huge disappointment. Didn't even recognize Mushida's acknowledgement. Heartbreak for her. especially after the performance that she had in the previous game. You would have thought that she'll be in it. But she plays inside the line of the ball. Weingarten herself is a bit shocked at how good the ball was. That's why they tell you to aim the top of off stump.
That is a bowler and a coach's dream to see a ball hitting the top of off. Better yet, the first ball that she's bowling. Caitlin Wangart, new player for the Fidelity Titans, having made a move this coming season. We'll be looking to press a new franchise. The manager of the Titans franchise team is actually managing this team, also the Bangladesh team.
Murshida Khatun. What fire will she face? A little bit too wide from Caitlin Weingart.
And after getting that perfect ball, the first ball that she bowled, she's allowed to have a bit of a loosener to the right. But what's very interesting that you see is the movement of the ball in the air and off the wicket. That is something that's going to be very crucial, something that Bangladesh will have to be looking at and countering against, because there is good movement there for Caitlin Weingart. You can see that in just the first two balls.
There really is. Not a good try there from Garabome, so she tried to dive, but the ball was just wobbling a little bit too much. It was going further and further away from her. From a perfect ball to two poor ones from Weingart, really.
Would you be tempted to say, Caitlin Weingart, that just keep on bowling over the wickets, get the ball to go across, especially because there's a slip fielder in, and then you're hoping that you can get a bit of an edge. There's a bit of a gap between the keeper and a slip fielder, but I would say to Caitlin Weingart, bowl the perfect ball coming over the wickets, get the ball to just go across the left-hander.
It's a good line from coming around the wicket. And I wouldn't be mad with the idea of just continuing over the wickets with the ball moving both ways. But I guess with the ball moving around still, if you can target the stumps from around the wickets, it's just really, really sharp on your stumps and you have to play at it. So it's all about her just executing what she needs to execute here. Ooh, a little bit wide, but the extra bounce really helped. Good take from Meso.
Very good take from Meso there, because it's one of those balls, it's early on in the innings. You're not too sure exactly how the wicket is playing. Same to the bowler, to the batter, and the keeper also, because now you have to measure how far you need to stand and get to the ball. So Caitlin Weingart, good start from her, just two loose deliveries, but otherwise it's been a very good over.
Yeah, just pushing it and breaking the wrist as she's bowling the ball, pushing the ball further away from the right-hander. And I mean, if you are already coming around the wicket and you're breaking your wrist like that, try to start the line a little bit closer to the line of the stumps. That's going to work better. So she's already starting a bit too wide. The ball shapes away and then just becomes a wide ball. That's it. That's a much better ball. But I would also still want it to be a little bit fuller than that with the extra bounce that we're getting from the surface so far.
Yeah, you've got to feel that the way the wicket is playing, the movement that you're seeing, that it does give you the allowance to bowl it a little bit fuller, because there is movement. You want to see it do something again. So as you can see there, it just pitches and leaves a little bit. Reminds me of one Morna Mokal coming around the wickets, two left-handers.
Gets connection with the bats and 7 runs in the over already, yet Bangladesh have not scored a single one of those runs. Tells you of just the waywardness of the over from Caitlin Weingart, and she's a much better bowler than that. And also, we've been seeing with the way the series has been going from the one-day games that South Africa do offer a lot of extras compared to Bangladesh. The movement is being punished by umpire cluster. Fourth wide of the over.
Yeah, just struggling a bit here, Weingart, with the lefty. But it's one of those that you think that could have gone either way, but they do say that the line belongs to the Empire, so she decides where it must go. But Weingart seems to be struggling a little bit early on here with the lefty.
That's much better. That's what you're looking for. Targeting the stumps. Faye Tunnicliffe with the grab. It's the end of the over. That's not. It's Yasmin Khan. Wicketkeepers do make for good outfielders as well. After the first over, Bangladesh have only scored 1 off the bat, the other 8 coming from extras. It's 9 for 1 after 1.
8 free runs there, you would say, for Bangladesh. Could have been even more and more pressure as we take a look. Early on, still early days, just a 1 over. Shati going out. The first ball of the game. Caitlin Weingart bowling really, really well in that first ball. Just a bit wayward as soon as the left-hander came in. Both sides of the wicket had a 5 wides on the other side, and then just over-corrected and bowled 2 wide on the left side or 2 wide on the offside.
Wasn't the best over from Caitlin Weingart at all. She knows that she can do better. We've seen her do better, and so we're probably going to see what she's going to do in the next over. Might be a little bit better. And Tabiseng Nini bowling to Mushida Khatun. Going to be bowling the ball across the left-hander. Not that across.
Yeah, almost looking to bowl on the second wicket there, Tabiseng Nini. It does look like it's a bit of a struggle with the left-handers. The 2 bowlers so far not finding their radar bowling to the left-handers. Murshid obviously took a single in that last ball, so she keeps on being on strike.
Yeah, it's a good ball from Nini. Excellent stop from Khan, standing at short extra cover. Surface looking very green, looking quite lively. The extra bounce we saw from Caitlin Weingart. And it's also now Tabiseng Nini, after bowling a pretty good ball, she chooses to come around the wicket. Let's see how that's going to work. The ball is coming back onto the left-hander. It's a nice one from Nini. I think the length is what's also key with that. Using that extra bounce, so if you bowl the ball fuller, it's more likely it's going to pass the top side of the bat.
Yeah, Mushida, that time around, it does look like she's not willing to almost meet the ball. She's not getting herself close enough to the ball. That back foot looks like it's just hanging on that leg stump. So that movement is what's going to put her in a bit of a trouble. And if in time Nini can just keep it there with that slip in, they will come in play.
Oh, it's up into the air. Might clear the inner ring. It does. Seshni Naidu, one of the better fielders. Mushida Khatun is in trouble. She's in big trouble. You do not take on that arm. You do not take on the skills of Garabo Meso behind the stumps. She has lightning hands with an excellent throw from Oluhlesiyo. It is the end of Mushida Khatun.
Very, very good cricket from the ball itself, creating an opportunity just over Seshni Naidu, is one of the better fielders in the South African team. And as we see the run out, the Karabo Meso got to the wickets very quickly. Easily out, easily out. Very good throwing. Good arm there from Seshni Naidu. We spoke about how good she is in the field.
Yeah, she was trying to cover the ball. It was a throw, the positioning from Garabo Meso. That's what you always want from your wicketkeeper. You don't want your wicketkeeper standing behind the stumps. You want your wicketkeeper to take initiative just to either side of the front-on part of the stumps. Meet the ball and guide it towards the stumps, which she does well. Oluhlesiyo covering for Seshni Naidu with the throw in the deep. That's how that second wicket has fallen here for Bangladesh. you would think that once the ball passes the inner ring, that 2 would be a call. It wasn't the worst idea, but the fielding was simply out of this world from the South African emerging team. 11 for 2.
Early troubles here for Bangladesh. You wanna say similar position that they found themselves in. Lost the 3 wickets in the first 4 overs in the first T20. So far, 11 for 2 in just the 9 balls in this match. So they have to do rebuilding once again.
Ooh, ball is moving around. Ball has extra bounce. This is very different from what they were experiencing in Pietermaritzburg. We always speak of the movement when we see a green surface, KG, but the thing that people don't speak about the most on a green surface is that extra pace that comes with the ball, because there's less friction on it, so it always comes to you much quicker than what you expect.
It's the science of physics, isn't it? That whenever something is smooth, then it moves on quite nicely. And that's why even with the new ball, you get the ball to swing, you get that accelerated movement. So now you've got a new ball in your hand that is nice and smooth. You've got a pitch that's also nice and smooth. So the ball just hits and just keeps on going on. So it doesn't look like a lot, but you might get that extra 3-4 Ks than what you would get on a drier surface.
Just look at that. It's exactly what we're talking about. Little bit of extra bounce. The carry to Karabomeso behind the stumps is so true. It's a good day to be a bowler. It's 11 for 2.
What you can definitely see from that kind of a shot is that Misty there was just hanging back, as we spoke about Murshid a bit earlier, hanging back, almost like throwing the hands at it, and then the movement towards the ball only comes afterwards. So you would say that from the Bangladesh, that's the one thing that you've seen in the first 2 overs, that just not getting themselves close enough to the ball, and makes it difficult for them to make the contact that they're looking for.
This is how Benny McCarthy spends the last 60 minutes of a football match. With early goals on SportyBet, selected win and goal predictions can be settled before full time. Be smart. Play SportyBet.
Alex Candler into the attack. Caitlin Weingart taking a bit of a break. I would suspect that Caitlin Weingart is going to come in and replace Nthabiseng Nini from her end, maybe to see what she can do from the other side. But another good seam option here for South Africa emerging in Alex Candler. Musamateva facing her first ball. Miane Smith with yet another good stop, just like she did the previous over.
The similar type of start from the South African team in terms of the ringing those bowling changes early on. In the last match, what we did see that the first 4 overs were all bowled by different bowlers until Luenda Nzuza bowled 2 in a row. So similar thing, Caitlin Weingart, who had a very good over, but Alex Candler comes in.
Ooh, just popped up into the air.
So you just ask yourself are these kind of things that it's just a pre-plan, that whatever happens, this is the plan that we're going to go into? Because you would like to think that after the over, yes, did go for a lot of extras, white balls, but then got a wicket, could have probably continued and tried to get another wicket, yeah.
Little bit of an edge. Soft hands played from Musamateva. Karabomeso thought was in the game, but it didn't.
Yeah, it's one of those, the tough catches. They always say that it's tougher to go.
Two balls remaining in the over here for Alex Candler. Just didn't carry to Karabomeso. It's a wide delivery here for Alex Candler just would have been a really good close to the over, but we've seen that she, apart from the second ball, which hit the splice of the bat just a little bit too wide.
Some good movement that we still seeing here from Alex Candler. Yoka that time. A little bit flabbergasting that there isn't a slip in place with the movement that we've seen, with the way that Bangladesh also look like they're trying to swing and get a little bit something of it. You would have thought that there would be more protection, not even protection, and more of an attacking field to try and get those wickets early on here for Bangladesh, but no slip fielder in.
Loopy over the inner ring. That's going to have the distance, it looks. And it does have the distance. First true real boundary coming from the Bangladesh women. Nice big swing from Musamateva, and it goes for 4.
Just clearing that front foot there, Musamateva. Opening up the offside, hitting it over the field, and that's another boundary. And again, we talk about the similarities of how Bangladesh look to be attacking in this game. Same thing in the last game, lost a couple of wickets, but then they still kept on going and going until that partnership between Misty and Murshida. But it looks like it's one of those that they think that is the first 6 overs, whatever happens, we need to capitalize and get as many runs as possible to try and put ourselves in a very good position.
Continuing with the same strategy they employed in Pietermaritzburg, as you spoke about, changing the bowlers every single ball. Honestly, I would have given Tabisegnini another over. She bowled 6 good balls and only 1 wide. I think that it would have been a great idea just to keep that pressure, because at the same time, in as much as you want to continue with the plans, you still want to play the game to its situation. Very stacked offside field with a short extra cover for Miane Smith. Catching option in front of the batter. And the catching option to the leg side of the batter as well. Still crying about the slip fielder, KG.
Definitely. Early on here. Early on here.
Oh, that looks close. That looks very close. That looked unbelievably close for Miane Smith. Good turn, but umpire Kershov denies the appeal for the South Africans.
That looked close. Looked dead for all money. The only thing that could have saved there is bat there.
Yeah. Miane Smith. Even Garabameso behind the stumps was a little bit disappointed. However, Misty survives. Her vision will be a little bit misty. Haven't scored in the 6 balls she's faced so far. Garabameso encouraging her bowler behind the stumps. Oi! Where did that come from? What a climb for Smith.
We did speak about the live in this wicket. And as you see, even from a spin bowler coming up, very good take from Garabameso also.
Yeah, it looked like a carom ball as well from Miane Smith, just moving away from the right-hander. Back to the offie. Smart bowling here from Smith. The areas she's bowling at are just asking so many questions out of Misty. Hasn't scored in 8 balls so far, Shaha. And she's off the mark. Wonderful over from Miane Smith. She'll feel aggrieved from one of her batting innings where she missed one. Now she'll feel a little bit aggrieved with her bowling innings, where one which looked really good survives after 4 overs at 17 for 2 for Bangladesh women.
Yes, the 4 overs. Last time around, it was 18 for 3 after 4 overs, so 17 for 2. As we see, all the bowlers having got 1 over each so far. Caitlin Vanguard, early on, first ball, very first ball of the match, getting that wicket and just a couple of wides. And everybody else coming in and doing their job there. One of the wickets was, of course, a run out after very good fielding. The ball just went over that point. say that it's one of those that you can't be too harsh on the batters for trying to go for that one. That good fielding does exist, and that's exactly what happened. Good throw in, good keeping from Karabo Meso, good positioning.
Thabiseng Nini might get another easy catch. It cannot be easier for Luchasio. She took a couple of great catches in the previous game and a run-out, CEO. And today she already has a run-out. And here is yet another catch. 17 for 3.
Yeah, very good catch. We spoke about the relaxed nature of the South African women as we see a bit of a loopy there. We call it a sitter there from Lutlasi. Never going to put that one down as easy as it can come. Thank you very much. 17 for 3, 4.1 overs. The batters that have done the job for Bangladesh in their previous game, Misty and Shatirana, both gone. So it's going to be very difficult here now for Bangladesh, because now the batters that didn't actually do much in the previous game need to come in and need to bat and get them into a good week, get them a good start here.
That was not the best shots being played from Miss Tirani Shaha. She just played that with very little conviction. Wasn't the best shots. The ball was wide, the ball was short. Those are the types of balls you try to play to the offside rather than trying to ring them across to the leg side, especially with the extra bounce and the movement we see from the surface.
It is that cover of ball that you want to hit on the offside. The only thing that could get a batter to hit like that is because of the slow nature. Because if you go on the offside, you'll need to swing harder. You feel more comfortable going to the leg side to hit that one. But early troubles here for Bangladesh.
Yes, Afia Ashima Era was for receiving a nasty one. What a ball from Nini. We're speaking about the so slow nature of some surfaces that allow you to play these shots. This is not a slow surface by any means.
That one that you're not expecting. Nthabise Nini, after getting a wicket with a shorter delivery. Another dosage of the straight in the grill there. There will be a concussion test as it is required whenever ball hits the helmet. There needs to be a concussion test just to test that you're okay. Be asking some questions. Do you know where you are? What did you have for breakfast? What did you have for lunch? What are we doing here? What's the score? Those are the type of questions. Being a safeguarding officer, some of the things that I've had to do also. So just to check, obviously, to be safe. I mean, we've seen some freak accidents on the field, so you need to make sure that the batter is still very aware, is still in a good condition to continue with the game. The question now for Thabise Nini is, what is the follow-up ball after rattling the batter?
Has to go full. More often than not, you feel like you have to bowl the Yorker. But the counterintuitive thing about a Yorker is that a Yorker is a back foot play, is a back foot ball. You play the Yorker on your back foot, and you already are on the back foot, so you want to push them onto the front foot. You want to bowl a full, even if it's a half volley, but use the surface and target the stumps. That's it. That's the ball from Nini. Use the surface. Make them play the ball. That's what you do. And you saw that she was a little bit ginger in how she played it.
Very good bowling there from Thabise Nini. That action, everything that you need from it. The ball looked like it's just tailing in, bounces, just leaves the batter. Very, very difficult here for Era. After being hit on the head in particular, that is not an easy ball to play.
It's a good ball. Excellent follow-up from Thabiseng Nini. I think that was the ball she was supposed to bowl over the ball before. That would have been the one. Most likely would have asked bigger questions. And then the next ball becomes the one that she actually bowled. But doesn't mean that it was a bad ball. There was a bigger threat that she could have delivered.
Yeah.
And you see, she understands now. She's just hitting the mark, and it's very good stuff from Nini.
And that is why you've got this kind of series at an emerging level so that then bowlers can now start understanding the plans. Because if you sit down with the coach afterwards to say that you know that you've got the control of bowling that fuller one, that needs to come after that shorter one that you have had.
See, that's how it works. That's how it works. She fended for it. It's a smart over from Thabiseng Nini. It's beautifully done. A maiden wicket. 17 for 3 after 5.
Very, very good bowling here from Thabiseng Nini, making it very difficult here from Bangladesh. Shatirana early on losing her wicket in the first ball. Eva has been there watching 3 wickets go down on the other side, 4 from the 6, and nothing much. Murshida just the 2, Misty just the 1, and Era has just joined Eva here at the wicket. Not off the first 5 balls that she's faced. Difficult going here as we see Caitlin Weingart back into the attack after bowling that first over, first wicket of the match.
She changes ends as well. Caitlin Weingart might work in her favor. A slip fielder. Bowls it full to the stumps. Great stop from Yasmin Khan, throwing herself around. Mosamateva able to steal one.
That's what you laugh about wicket keepers being out, because they're so used to diving around as it is for the balls and stuff that they're not afraid to throw themselves over, as we spoke about. There's a couple of wicket keepers that are in the field for the South African team with Yasmin Khan and also Simone Lawrence, who's also a hockey player, so she's used to being those levels type of a thing. And you do need that, and that's what bowlers also need. They need the assurance that when they bowl, they're going to be backed up by their fielders.
It's a good-looking shot from Era. Very good-looking shot. Nondumeso Shangasa with a bit of a chase. They're going to keep it down to 2 runs. Caitlin Weingart just holding that left side strain again. It's what happened in that third one-day international that she played. She was starting to hold that side strain, and it's happening again now. So hopefully it's not a big issue for Caitlin Weingart. Good movement.
Good movement there from Weingart. It is, of course, if you see that kind of movement, it's actually saying to you, bowl around that off stump, that fourth stump type of area, as we just see that again. Because when you pitch it too wide and it just keeps on going wider and wider and difficult, then you won't get anything out of it. So you want to get it in that off stump, fourth stump type of area to tempt the batter also to go for it.
That's more like it. And if it does straighten, it produces another different threat, because you saw there with Era, she was playing for a bit of movement away. That's why the bat ate so much of the inside of her bat. Now it's going to get her thinking, okay, if this ball is closer to the stumps, where is it going to go? That's exactly what you want as a bowler. Exactly it. It's excellent bowling.
And what you need from the batter when he's speaking about the lines that you want to bowl, that fourth stump, off stump type of an area, ball going in and out, is that you want to put a ball in a situation or in a position where it can beat the bat, either on the inside or on the outside. And with the movement that we've seen so far is that the possibility is there with the ball going either side.
Where's the slip fielder? Where is the slip fielder? Should have been a slip fielder there, and I hope that they're going to bring her back. After 6 overs, it's 20 for 3 to end the power play.
Very good bowling here. You almost want to say it's too good of a ball even, but Caitlin Weingart, that is very, very unlucky not to get anything from it. It's almost, you want to say it's a perfect ball that you want to bowl. Just that nice movement, tailing away a little bit. Good bowling, the summary so far. Just the 6 overs that have been bowled. Just the 20 runs. Run rate just the 3.3, so they're playing very, very slow. But crucially, having lost the first 3 wickets in 6 overs, similar to the last game.
I see everything with that. My biggest issue for Bangladesh is only 1 boundary in 24 balls. It's a lot of dot balls if that is the case. It's simply getting themselves into a corner. And Seshini Naidu with her leg break, if she gets her control, she's going to even put them into a bigger corner. It's not a good ball to start. Not a happy bounce for Yasmin Khan either. It's going to be stopped in the deep though by Simone Lawrence. They come back for 2.
Perfect time for Seshini Naidu to come into the attack. Has struggled a touch in this series in the 1 days, especially not getting the bowling that she wants to get. So you come in, the team is 20 for 3, all the pressure on the batting team. You feel a little bit more relaxed. This is the perfect time for her to get herself into the game.
That's it. It's in the air. Just clears the inner ring. Faye Tunnicliffe. Big gap between backward point and the deep cover. That's exactly where it ends forever.
It just looks like she was just forcing it a touch there. Had no control whatsoever on that. That ball, that, if you bowl that consistently enough, you are going to force the pressure or the mistakes rather from the batting team. Seshini Naidu, that third ball, that muscle memory, just remember what you did in that ball and just keep on repeating it.
Yeah, easier said than done, isn't it? She goes back to her very first delivery. She was lucky that was made connection with by Eva. That time she just lets it go. And already 11 wides in just 39 balls. It's not good for the South African emerging. Make that 12 wides. So this would mean Bangladesh would effectively be on 13 for 3 if it wasn't because of them.
Literally almost 50% of the runs. That's like getting a bonus without even working. There we go.
Where is the slip fielder when the ball is doing so much? When the batters are so out of control of their shots, why are they not attacking?
It's the perfect height that would have done to the first slip or the slip if it was in position. 20 for 3, leg spin attacking bowler. You've got to have a slip fielder in there.
Oh, she's lucky she made a connection because, boy, if she had missed that, that is 4 wickets down. What's worse about these wides, KG, is that unlike runs being scored off the bat, you have to bowl the bowl again. So you're basically giving Bangladesh, except for those 5 wides, you've given them 7 extra balls to score extra runs. It's not good enough, unfortunately.
Almost a perfect ball there. And this is the level that you need to show what you're good at and what you can do. We've spoken about some of the players that will probably be leaving the Proteas setup. So the players have got a very good opportunity to show the coaches what they want. You saw Mandla Mashimbia, who was there the other day, who actually won the Coach of the Year last year, last night at the G Sports Awards. So he will be obviously looking. We did speak the other day. I spoke to him last week and he spoke about just the culture that they're trying to build within the Proteas setup, playing that fearless cricket. And that's something that you've seen from someone like a Laura Wolvert and all of that. So all the players that are playing here, even from the bowling perspective, you want to see fearless bowling from the players. I mean, the current Cricket South Africa also coaching philosophy is artistic hunter. The players that can look to do something different, but then can hunt for those wickets, can hunt for what they're looking for. As we see a change in bowling. Olu Kosio coming into the attack.
Coach Mandla Mashimbi hasn't done too badly, hasn't he? Ever since he's taken over. A finals World Cup last season. So close. And then only losing to New Zealand at New Zealand throughout the tours that they've played versus Ireland, versus Pakistan again, versus India at home. Only losing against the New Zealanders. Over the top. It's going to be a chase here for Tabiseng Nene. A chase too much. That's going to be 4 runs. Well played from Mosamat Era.
Very good shot, Mosamat Era hitting that ball over the point. We spoke about a similar shot that one of the batters obviously tried to hit it to the leg side. This time was on the offside, just kept on helping. A bit of pace also is helping because you can see that connection, that there is something behind the ball and easily controlled. With Nthabiseng Nini looked like it was a few steps in there at the boundary. Ooh, bit of an opportunity there for a run out. Direct hit would have sent Eva Peck in there. Definitely looks like Yasmin Khan has been doing some good work here throughout the game.
It's a good ball from Sio. Risky single. She was gone for all money. Everything was happening a little bit too quickly for Meso to get to her spot. I'm sure she's going to be more aware the next time now. I think we underestimate also the distance, how far away wickets keepers stand behind the stumps.
Yes.
A good throw from Yasmin Khan.
Big swing to the third man. Nthabiseng Nini once again does not get to that. Another boundary, similar area. This time straighter. Nthabiseng Nini going to her left, doesn't get to that one.
It does not matter how the runs come, so long as they do for Bangladesh. That a little bit streakier. And still Nthabiseng Nini being put to the test. Does she go left this time? Does she go right this time? Not too bad from CEO either. The first boundary though was a little bit too short and wide. That's not too bad. Just close off the over here.
Ball there from Olutlosio. She does look like the kind of a bowler, looks very strong. That's going to hit the deck hard and get the ball to go through. Not the type of bowler that looks like it's going to bowl those full deliveries and let you to go forward to it. So you're talking about that, probably that 4 meter, 4.5 meter length, get the ball to go through nicely to Karabo Meso in the wicket keep.
Ooh, nearly the inside edge going into the stumps. She slowed that down and she bowled it much, much fuller. Smart adjustment from CEO, but this is the most expensive over of the match so far. Going for 10 runs with not an extra.
Looked like it was just dipping the thick inside edge. They call it a Chinese cut. Past that leg stump. 36 for 3, 8 overs, just a 4.5 overs that they need. As we see, that is definitely the biggest over so far, coming in the 8th. That's the over that Bangladesh will be hoping gets their innings started, because it just looked like the first 6 overs, 7 overs, they've been a bit on the back foot. Luckily, like we say, could have been worse if there was more disciplined bowling from South Africa to make sure that they don't bowl those wide deliveries that have could have been about a 20 for 3 if it wasn't for those wide deliveries.
I believe it would have been even more wickets. It's not a good ball from Naidu. It's going to be 1 though. And I say it would have been more wickets, KG, because when you're looking at the score, it's at 25 for 3. It's very different if it's 13 for 3, because the batters in feel like they need to get the score going, and that's how you induce more mistakes.
Better that time from Seshni Naidu.
So I really do feel that South Africa have just given this away and they're going to be tested again because it's another 3 wickets lost in the power play, and this is the same situation they couldn't capitalize on whilst they were bowling.
Very close that. But Karen Klester saying that it's good enough inside the line. It is just about the lessons what lessons did you learn from the previous game, having them 3 down, to make sure that you keep on pushing them down. Oh, just going past the point. That should go to the boundary. Good batting, well hit into the ground. The point fielder, Faye Tenetliff, had no chance whatsoever to get to that one.
Warning signs here for South Africa emerging. Warning signs. Large chase for Simone Lawrence. She knows that she had lost it. Poor ball from Naidu. Needs to get it just a little bit straighter than that.
Much better there from Seshni Naidu. The one thing that she has done is that she's given a bit too much room to Bangladesh here and there. They haven't capitalized, and all her wides have also all been on the offside, quite wide. That last ball, that's almost the perfect line that you want to be bowling at here. Not too much room, but something that also they feel that maybe they can hit it, and that's why you induce there. Oh, inside edge, into the wicket. That is the wicket. A big, big heave by Era. Unfortunately, just getting the inside edge, a thick inside edge onto the wickets, and that is the wicket of Seshni Naidu. A much needed wicket, something that could give her the confidence that she really, really needs in this game.
Afia Shima Era. The length was a little bit different here. Much fuller from Seshni Naidu. Just dipped on her as well. And once it pitches, it grips on the surface as well. Got that little bit of movement, bounce. And it was Afia Ashima Era who was starting to a little bit dangerous. 4 boundaries in the game, 2 of her coming from her bat. 41 for 4 after 9 overs. South Africa now needs to hunt. You said artistic hunters. The art is here. The canvas is pure. They are waiting for great painters and great artists to take this and keep it below 100 runs.
That is what you want to do here. Looking at the game, you want to put the python squeeze onto the Bangladesh. Make sure that they do not get any further than where they are at the moment. The nice thing that has happened is that they took quite a while to get the 4th wicket in the last game after a big partnership was built. But this time, there was a partnership that was building up, able to get that wicket. Now, Bangladesh have to restart once again with Simona coming to join Eva at the wicket. Shangasi bringing herself into the attack. Captain Shangasi. Ooh, might be sliding down. Sliding down to the leg side that time around.
Here's Janatul Firdaus Simona coming in, the 26-year-old for Bangladesh. She can play. Hasn't shown her full powers this tour as yet, though.
Flatter, bit shorter there from Shangasi, but there is protection on the leg side boundary. Miani Smith doing the work.
There is surprisingly a lot of movement on a surface that looks this green. Nondumiso Shanga said 30 years old. Should try to use that a little bit smarter. She's starting much straighter, bowling as if there is no movement on the surface, so you understand. So now she just needs to be on that 4th stump and she'll be okay.
It's close to that area that you wanted to. Some coaches will also tell you that if it can seam, it can also spin. So we've seen seam movement, and it's probably not too much of a big surprise that there is that spin that the spinners look to be getting out of the wicket. Bit naughty there from Shangase. Flat to the leg side. Good fielding from Karabameso, ensuring that that is no more than just a wide ball. Could have been worse.
Another thing you can try to do, because because of the angle she's releasing the ball at, it's very sharp towards the stump. She can look to release the ball a little bit wider off the crease to keep that angle consistent.
Good 10 there. Very good ball. And that's exactly what you spoke about. If you look at that last delivery, she was close to that red line there. So a bit wider.
Even her setup is already starting much wider.
He's getting good 10 in and bounce, and oh, that will be a boundary. Very well played. Miane Smith chasing that one, does not get to it. Hit hard to that scale leg boundary.
Bowling with too much speed. Then she's bowling it a little bit too short because of that, because the more you inject speed, you are going to release the ball a little bit later, and so you're going to drop it short. Slow the ball down, a little bit calmer from Shangase.
Like that, like that. Called it slower, allowing the ball to bounce and turn. You've seen that there's good 10 here. Putting it in that fifth stump area, getting the ball to 10 in. Eva had no chance there whatsoever, was looking to cut that.
Eva had no Eva. She was gone. Excellent ball. Superb bowling from Shangase. And that's what she needed to do. Slow the ball down. The ball is spinning. Slow it down. Pitch it outside the off stump. And you're just going to see everything come together for you. And the issue now for Bangladesh is that they have lost both their set batters. It's an excellent ball. Extra bounce, extra turn. And if the surface is working for you, you just need to keep the basics. As we go for drinks. Halfway through the batting lineup for Bangladesh, halfway through the overs bowled for South Africa. And this is looking good for the South African emerging.
South Africa emerging will be hoping that that's half the runs that they've gotten so far, so that is just 96 at the end of the 20 overs, which will be a good score for them. But very good bowling here from the South African team. Have put the pressure on. When it looked like there was a partnership that was building, they've broken it. As we see the betting card, only the two batters have got double figures so far. Ever the latest to go, who opened the betting 9 of 18, and just 12 from 21 from Era. Nothing from anybody else. We get not 2 knots and 2 ones and a 2. So good bowling here from South Africa. But the extras, that's the only thing, the negative that you can speak about here. But they've bowled really well.
Excellent economy rates as well. See, you're going for a couple of runs in her over, some edges. However, 5 wickets down. 10 overs completed, 48 for 5.
This is the greatest spectacle in world football, a title decider, and it feels like nothing can sway a game of this magnitude.
Says who? We've been through this before. You just have to believe a little longer. And everybody knows that 1 minute here lasts forever. Because it's not over until we say it's over.
Halimatul Sadia coming in at number 7. Coming in, Sadia, and the situation is Sadia for Bangladesh? No, it doesn't work. Situation is pretty sad for Bangladesh. Doesn't click, just like it hasn't been clicking for their batting here. 2 of their set batters as we have discussed when we saw that both batting card, both of them gone. And both of them were starting to go at a little bit healthy strike rates. 19 from 18 for Mosamat Eva. What are the chances that we are going to see another batter from Bangladesh replicate that?
And the next few overs are going to be very crucial here for Bangladesh. You're caught in a situation where you want to rebuild because of the wickets that you've lost, but then there's only 60 balls also left in the innings. So it's a bit of a catch-22 that you want to find yourself in here. The two batters, one has just faced 2, the other one 0, so they're just starting out.
Miane Smith has bowled also with excellent control, only going for 1 run in that over, which means that these two, Sumona and Sadia, are facing the South African bowler with the most control in terms of the spin bowlers when you compare to Shangas and Naidu. If she just continues bowling what she's bowling, she might get another one very soon.
Very good there from Miane Smith. You just ask yourself also, you're looking at her economy rate as to, was it really worth it for her to just bowl the 1 over and be taken out of the attack? Could she just go on? If she finishes off, bowl 4 overs for 8 runs, even if you don't pick up a wicket, that's still very good bowling.
You don't want to, for lack of better word, over-captain the team. You don't want to do too much. You want to keep things as simple as possible and as effective as possible. 49 for 5, you're not too mad at it, but could you be at a better position with different decision makings? Good take from Meso behind the stumps.
That's the 50 up. That wide brings the 50 up for Bangladesh emerging. 50 for 5 after that 10.3. Slower, looking to tempt the better Sadia here. New to the wicket. And I see if can swing hard and induce a bit of a mistake here to get a wicket. I think the important thing here, Mpendula, and we speak about the role of bowlers and everything, and they play in the game, as we just see that once again, just beating that outside edge. Looked like one that just bounced and just kept on going through with the arm. Remember one Nathan Bracken getting a man of the match, bowling 4 overs without picking up a wicket because of the economy rate. Oof, just a bit of a big bounce. Oh, mix up there, opportunity to run out, another one. 6th wicket down. Not just from the bowlers, also the fielders are doing their job here. And just like that, Bangladesh go on to 50 for 6. Oh, dear, dear, dear. You don't want to be in this situation here.
And Sumona absolutely threw her teammates under the bus there. Once you commit, just keep running, especially if you reach halfway through the crease. She said yes, both courts ball watching, realized that Nini was on top of the ball, and out of all the fielders' arms you want to test, you do not want to test Tabiseng Nini. Excellent throw. Karabo Meso, as good as she always is behind the stumps, completes the job. Bad news here for Bangladesh. Hanimatul Sadia gone. 50 for 6 at the end of over number 11. And the captain, Disha Biswas, comes in now. It's not good enough. That's just not good running.
It almost looked like they just met in the middle of the pitch to shake hands and then go back. Because that's all that happened that time around. As Shangasi will continue. Just 1 over so far. 1 wicket, 7 runs. As a bowler, this is as a bowler, any bowler that comes in now, the confidence must be high. 50 for 6, 11 overs having been bowled, all the pressure on the batting team. It can only go good for here as a bowler.
Desha Peswas comes in. She's just looking on the other side as Simona's fighting all the demons in the surface. And after that wicket ball in the last over, Shangase feels like she's just searching for it again, which is better. Much better.
As a bowler, that's exactly what you want to do, especially as you can see there's deliberate attempts from the bowler to repeat the dosage that got her the wicket in the previous over. Straight to Shangase, ensuring that that doesn't go through.
She's already worked on her lengths here, Shangase. Previous over, she was found a bit too short because of the extra pace she was bowling. Look at the speed now that she's bowling at. The speed, more often than not, correlates with the lengths that you bowl.
Yeah.
The slower you bowl, the fuller the deliveries will be, and vice versa. When you're quicker, it's going to be shorter. And so here, her pace has allowed her to feed the ball to the batter's full length.
That is exactly what you're speaking about. Just a bit of a late cut there from Simona coming through, going back for two. And they do come through. That last ball in the over, going for the 2 runs. But very good bowling from Shangase. You can really see the improvement from the first over. And that is the confidence that you do get from getting a wicket. When you come back now, you are on a high. And that's exactly what Shangase did there. Has corrected the pace, has corrected the lines and the lengths.
So she's gotten a wicket. Eva, the big one, 19 from 18. Era, 12 from 21. She was starting to catch up, and both those wickets being taken by the spin bowlers who were bowling the ball nice and slow. I think the bigger issue here for Bangladesh would be the 2 runouts. You don't want miscommunications like that, especially after you've had a little bit of a wayward start. Really wouldn't have minded to see Meane Smith bowl another. Just continue with the pressure, or bring Seshni Naidu, keep with the spin. But Kandla, here she comes. She was a bit too wide in her first. Can she correct it?
Slower delivery to start up there from Kendla. The one that I feel for the most is probably Seshni Naidu. She's been struggling quite a bit. The last over, she got a wicket. The confidence goes high, goes out of the attack. Would have liked to see her bowling still here. And it does look like the spinners have really got the number of Bangladesh here. Most of the time, there would be a bit of one that just tailed in there. And most of the time, you would expect Bangladesh, when they're playing against spinners, they'll be more comfortable, they'll express themselves more, they'll get more runs. But in this game, it looks like the spin bowlers of South Africa have got the number of Bangladesh.
You want to keep things as simple as possible when you're the captain. I think also if you're going to be bringing in a pace bowler who can get wickets, you bring in a Weingart, you bring in a Nini, because you've just gotten a wicket now. You want to attack. It's a little bit too short, that from Kandla, who I believe just hasn't been attacking the stumps enough for the surface. You have to be at the stumps as often as possible.
Fula in the air, should be taken. Caitlin Weingart was trickling back a bit there. Almost going over her head there, but got both hands to it. Another wicket down, 54 for 7. Bangladesh in all sorts of trouble here.
Poor shot selection here from Simona. She was looking to take that ball high. You don't want to take that ball high and you haven't gotten to the length and the line of the ball. She's played it so far away from her body to try and hit it like that. And she strikes it up into the air. It was a half volley. It was there to drive. It was wide. And I think that if she just played it a little bit squarer, she was going to be in a favorable position. There is more pace than you believe on the surface, so the ball gets to her before she completes her shots, and so it hits the bets heavy. And she gives an easy catch for Caitlin Weingart, just had to backpedal. And Alexandra Kandla has her first. And no, Kahisho, I still think it needs to be straighter. Regardless of the wicket.
Ketler will be going like, hey, got the result at the end of the day. What are you looking for?
Habiba Islam Pinky comes in now, the 17-year-old.
But I suppose it's one of those that, yes, you do get a wicket, but you feel that the consistency of putting it in the right areas will get me more wickets in the future. Because sometimes you get a wicket, not because you bowled well, but because of the batter not batting well.
You see, imagine if that was just on the on outside the line of the stumps, where Habiba feels comfortable. Now the ball is challenging her in her comfort zone because she's getting the bounce, she's getting the movement. You bowl that to a number 3, you're getting cut away for 4, you're getting attacked at the very least.
Not better, fuller, straighter. Oh, this time the good fielding, hitting the stumps, but there was somebody home, managed to come through for an overthrow. Just a 1 run, not too much damage.
I feel like that was much better because it was a full shot of conviction from a Habiba Islam Pinky straight to a fielder that you've placed there. Almost could have carried.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
That is exactly the area that you're talking about, Mpendulo. Fuller, enticing the batter to want to come through. So you take a look at that again. And this is the similar thing. You look at the stance of the batters and their positioning for those balls that are wide. All the way from the number 1. None of them are looking to get close to the ball. Always just throwing their hands at it and hoping that something comes through. Do you know what, Mpendulo? Just taking it 2 balls back, that throw, the shy to hit the wicket, I don't mind that at all. Because what's happening now is that the fielders are in confidence and they're showing the batting team that should you try to get a mistake, will get you, especially because that was a direct hit. Just unfortunate that it went for 1, but that's what you want to see from your fielders, to be showing the batters that we also here, it's not just you against the bowler, we also here, we're going to make sure that it's difficult for you to score the runs.
And that's why they have 2 run-outs in the innings. I spoke of, as they were walking in, that it's going to be important for the South Africans to fix the fielding mistakes that they had in the first T20. They're not dropping any balls, and here's again Caitlin Weingart just holding that left side strain from that 3rd one-day game. It's just not looking comfortable. I would have thought she would have missed one of the T20s just to have a look at that, but she's still charging on.
Ooh! Side strain for who? There's an effort ball after that. Caitlin Weingart saying that I'm not going to let little pain get in the way of my bowling. Oh, look at that. Almost getting the bat there. That's what you want to do with your effort delivery.
It's in the air. Ntabiseng Nini is in the picture. That is wicket number 8. Caitlin Weingart gets her 2nd. And it's a key wicket of Habiba Islam Pinky, who can actually really cause some hurt. And it's 8 down now for Bangladesh.
That wicket, Mpendulo, as we take a look at that again, that wicket was created by the previous ball, because the short ball that she played hang on the back foot. Now the ball was much fuller. That's not a ball that you want to go back at, but because of the previous ball having been put on the back foot, played that from the back foot, and that is exactly what you need from your bowlers. The follow-up ball after the effort ball gets you a wicket. That's exactly what happened. Very, very good, smart bowling here from Caitlin Weingart.
She is made of the right stuff, Caitlin Weingart. Formerly of the Western Province, now going to the Titans. Going to be a very good acquisition for them. Sabikun Naha Jasmine. She's gonna coming in now at number 10. From this, South Africa should be bowling Bangladesh out for under 70 runs. Both batters are brand new on the crease. Sabikunaha Jasmine, very good bowler. Now she's being asked with the batting, please help us out here. Because Bangladesh need all the help they can get, because otherwise we'll be out of here by 4 o'clock.
And then just signal down to the third man. I'm sure the South African women will be going easy like Sunday morning out here. It is Women's Day, would like to celebrate, so the quicker they can finish, the more they can go and celebrate their Women's Day and just enjoy the rest of their day. Maybe go to the beach, looks nice and warm there in Durban.
Our producer wants to keep working. He's wishing for a 100-run partnership here. He's enjoying, doesn't enjoy his Sunday dinner.
Oh, a bit of a short one. Probably our producer doesn't want the responsibility of Women's Day going home, have to pamper the women at home. So the longer you can stay away from home, the better.
Well, the women are bowling well here. Good bounce, good movement. Can't go for the stumps now to just finish it off.
Once again, oh, what a ball. What a ball from Caitlin Weingart. What a ball there. See that? Oh, hitting the gloves. Very well ball. That ball looked like it just kept on climbing there, making it very difficult. Jasmine and Disha not having a good time at the wicket here. The South African bowlers ensuring that they keep on piling the pressure. Just the dismissals. You see just how quickly they keep on going out here. No big partnerships that have been built. One that looked like it was threatening a bit, just the 24 runs. But otherwise, there hasn't been a lot to talk about, and that is the important thing about partnerships. You need to make sure that you give yourself time, but you keep on rebuilding Bangladesh here, as we see Ntabise Nini back into the attack.
Seven wickets in 1 hour. That is a lot of wickets to lose in such a short space of time. We're still 2 minutes until the end of the hour since the second wicket, and Nini was close to getting the 9th wicket of the innings. Jasmine just searching for it, too wide from her body. Get it a little bit straighter, Nini.
That's what you want from Ntabise Nini, to make the batter to be playing each and every ball that's coming at her. Sometimes it's a bit too easy for tailenders when you put it at that 6 stump, 7 stump, because it's too far away from them. But the more you make them play, the more you're going to get those mistakes, the more you're going to get the wickets. Too wide from Ntabise Nini. Very big wide there. Another extra. I must say, though, from where they started with the extras, and if you look at the last few overs, there hasn't been a lot. So there's been big improvement from South Africa.
Yeah, it's not the best ball. It's just been what I've been seeing in this tour. Her follow-up spells at the back end of the innings, Nini, drop severely in standard, and is just as I speak about it, it's showing. She does very well in her stints at the start of her innings, but then at the back end of the innings, she just loses it. I'm not sure if it's a not warming up thing, it's a mind thing, but something does happen that disallows her to bowl at her best capacity at the back end of the innings.
the conversations basically that need to be had, and we'll just talk about that now. It's all over both sides of the wicket. The conversations that need to be spoken about is the strength of each and every bowler and when best you can get the best out of them. And in Thabisile Nini, as a seam bowler, she has shown over and over again that she's the type of a bowler that you need to bowl her early on when she's nice and warm, keep on going. Oh, going in the outside edge. Very good ball there from Thabisile Nini. But sometimes these are the things that happen with over-planning as we look at Thabisile Nini once again. Perfectly in that area. There is still movement on the ball. Sometimes when you over-plan is that you want to stick to the plan that you have done, to say you're going to bowl here, you're going to bowl here, not really going with the game and looking at what's required at any given time.
That's it from Nini. That's it. It's still a touch wider than what you'd wish it to be. You want it to attack the player. You want it to attack the batter. The batter right now is fishing for it. And so you want that to exploit that gap between the bat and pad, because you've been showing KG that anytime they play, they clear that front leg and create that gap.
Even closer than that. Even closer than that, you know. You almost wanted it to be... You just want it to be in line where that bat is coming from. Because from the Bangladesh, we've seen over and over again that front foot is not going anywhere near the ball.
Yeah, it's the lack of feet indeed. Think about the package. We saw that package earlier on before the start of the broadcast. You can rewind and watch it, of Faith Tunnicliffe and Alexandra Candler's partnership in that first T20 down in Pietermaritzburg. They moved their feet willy-nilly. They hardly played balls over and over again from the same position. Faith Tunnicliffe's foot movement a little bit slightly different from Alexandra Candler, which confuses the batting team, but they never stood still. They always moved around. And where do you bowl when batters do that? You bowl everywhere as well. And so Bangladesh here are a little bit static. They lack that dynamism to just frustrate the South African bowlers.
Lutlosio back into the attack. It's just bowled that one over, going for 10 runs. Got a bit of an expensive over that she bowled early on, but she's got an opportunity here to rectify. A bit wide there. Ooh. It's a bit of a tough one. Looked like it was wide, but it looked like it might have still been in line, but we will look at that.
Just the movement. Oh, it's a very harsh call. It's a very difficult call on Sio. No wonder she's a little bit disgruntled with that. The ball just swung after it left the crease. Liz Marie Marks in as a substitute here. Otherwise, she would have bowled. But that's a tough one for Sio. 18 wides.
Did look like they just pointed to the chest there. Maybe needs her pump. So just waiting for the medical team to get onto the field. But I think the South African women will be loving the position that they find themselves in here. They really have let Bangladesh to be on the ropes literally the entire bowling innings. It's 15 overs. There's still 13 more balls to go in this innings. So Bangladesh will want to get as many runs as possible.
I don't know if they're going to be able to. The top order losing their wickets and losing their wickets in some cheap fashion as well, which leads Bangladesh to this position. That first ball was not cheap at all. It was, It was a champagne delivery from Caitlin Weingart. But then you just feel afterwards, KG, after this peach, all the wickets that just kept on falling could have been easily avoidable for Bangladesh.
A couple of loose ones. We spoke about how that could have been hit to the offside, but just forced to the leg side to Olutlosio. A tough one here, a bit of an inside edge onto the stumps. But it is exactly what we've been speaking about, the line of that front foot. As we see that once again, that front foot is coming down rather than towards the ball. Makes it very difficult to be in contact. And another pitch of a delivery here from Nondumiso Shangase, turning in.
It's after a while trying to get the ball to be straight. An excellent fielding as well from Bangladesh. Just look at Simona there. Absolutely chucking her batting partner on the ground. And then an easy catch for Caitlin Weingart.
Again, that time is looking to whip it away to that fine leg. Back live here with Session Naidu to continue their over. Looks like Olutlosio has been taken off the field to receive some medical attention. I like that Session Naidu has been brought back into the attack because she's been struggling, as we said, but she started getting into her own. So if you can, there's an opportunity for her to bowl the 4 overs in the innings. There you go, very good ball, making the better play. Just that thick outside half of the bat in between the point and third man, short third man for 2 runs. I don't mind that because that is actually a good line to be bowling at.
Diara Ramlakan with the fielding in the deep. Has come in for Olutlosio, Diara Ramlakan. Not the worst fielding option to put in for Olutlosio.
You go, ooh, good spin on that, Session Naidu.
She has a little bit of a pop through the crease when she's in full rhythm. That's that pop that you saw. You even take a look at the seam as she had released that ball. Perfectly done. It's a good leg break.
And those are the things that you pick in bowlers when they are confident at their best. Those kind of qualities that they bring, what they do when they bowl, body language. Bit slower that time. What I've liked about a couple of balls that I've seen from Session Naidu is that ball that just going up and just dipping, making it difficult for the batter. Like that, just go dip in the last minute.
Yeah, it helps that her seam is relatively upright too, rather than it going flat across.
Slower, hit through extra cover. That should be a boundary. Another boundary, much needed boundary. Too wide that time around from Session Naidu, just giving room to Disha, the captain.
Yeah, she's not gonna think twice on that. Risky as it goes into the air. You don't want to test Yasmin Khan. But she finds the gap. Disha Biswas, a much needed boundary for Bangladesh. Getting close to that 70 mark, then they'll look to 80.
Straight from Session Naidu, just gently hit down to that long on for a single to end the 16th over. Bangladesh women move to 66 for 8. Just the 2 wickets in hand. But they don't have any other choice here than to try and maximize as much as possible. Because 66, I mean, what are you looking at here? How many runs are you looking to add here to give yourself something to bowl at? I mean, South Africa made easy way of the 152 in the previous match. So you got to think that you want to maximize, even if you get closer to that 100, get South Africa something to think about when they're coming out to bat.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy to get away Mia Naismith. 3 runs in her 13 balls she's bowled, because one of them was a wide.
Starts with another bit of a misfill there for single. Just the 1 run.
A little bit too wide and short
Wide,
that
yeah,
time,
yeah.
Mia Naismith. not characteristic of the way she's bowled. The two deliveries, that one and the wide, were the ones that she just tried to bowl a little bit quicker, losing control of the ball. So let's see what her adjustment becomes like here.
There we go. That's what we're talking about here, Pendulo. Not too wide. And yes, yet another one that looks like it's just dropping when the batter is expecting something else. As we see, definitely a change in bowling also, getting a bit of a leggy in there. That seam position, let's just look at it. Oh, nice and slow. Looking to attack the wickets. Something that we do speak about a lot when we do the level 1s and the level 2 coaching is that spinners look to ball to hit the wickets.
Especially when it does have some spin, like it does here today.
Bit wider than what you would like there, just a bit closer as we've been speaking about.
I just don't like the intent that has been put in here by Bangladesh and the way they're going and attacking the spinners. We spoke about the lack of foot movement, and it's still very apparent even now. You expect it, we're in the lower part of the batting order, but still, it's apparent the style in which they do what they need to do, just not working for them.
Struggling a touch bit, yeah. And it's those things that we speak about. Just get yourself as close as possible to the ball.
I assure you, what you are going to see from Faye Tunnicliffe, a Candler, even a Yasmin Khan is going to swing for the bat and she's going to try hit you. But what you'll see from the deftness of Tunnicliffe and Candler is that they'll be shifting across, playing the ball and giving the stumps behind their hips to just work that ball onto that leg side. Find those pockets. They will open up not just the legs but their entire body to squeeze the ball through the offside. And instead of playing punches and little dabbles into the offside. That's the level of intent that we're speaking about, that Bangladesh just not have shown in the style of their cricket in this particular game. They did so well with Shatirani and Misty in the previous game in doing that. And so I don't know why they've withdrawn that formula.
And what you want to do, and that's what we see from Kendler and Tunnicliffe in the previous innings, was when you get as close as possible to the ball, then you open both sides of the wicket now, where you can hit it on the offside if you want to, you can hit it on the leg side, but you need to be close to it to be able to control it.
Yeah, 3 fielders in the deep on the leg side that they can just target for 1s and 2s. And Shangase gives them the ball to do that, and this is the ploy that they can try and work. So if the ball is on the offside, direct hit. So KG, if the ball is on the offside, they can then work the ball much more easier to all of these spaces, rather than waiting for the ball that gives them that free single.
Because when you're staying far from the ball, you only have another single onto the leg side. When you stay far from the ball, you're only giving yourself one option, and it's just to swing as hard as you can to the offside. And most times than not, you find yourself not in control because your head is not there, your body is not there. So your power is almost to the leg side, but then you want to hit the ball to the offside. Sorry. Shangasi there just going over ahead.
It's a little bit straighter. That's that extra bounce that just works. Shangase a couple of steps behind her from her follow-through. But those are the areas that she needs to bowl. Nondomeso Shangase. So, with the ball also spinning into the right-hander, you don't want to try and force that ball through the offside to continue our point. It's much more easier to come across the stumps and work it with the spin. Something along those lines. It's much easier when it is like that. They take 4 runs from the over. much better than what they've been doing for the entire innings, which is at 3.9. 71 for 8 for Bangladesh. Their next target is 90 for their team.
19 runs away from that. I don't think South Africa will be making it easy for them to get to that 90. It'll be very interesting to see if you keep on bowling with spin or bring a pace bowler in, and it is Nthabise Nini is back into the attack. That will be bowling the penultimate over of this innings.
It's a Women's Day Sunday. It's a chilly day in Durban. Still have people in the oval watching the game as the crowd. Nene gets away with that one. Ball is moving away from the right-handed Jasmine as well. But just like she finished her over in the previous one, that's how she'd want to start this. Just be a much more tighter.
Yeah, those last 2 balls that she bowled in the previous over.
But still wide.
This is similar to what we've been speaking about the entire innings, the approach from the Bangladesh as we look at, you can see that that front foot just keeps on going to the leg side.
There's big confusion. The legs wanted to go to the leg side, the body wanted to go straight. The bat wants to send the ball to the offside, and that's the same issue over there. The mechanics are all over the place. Legs want to go to the leg side, body wants to go straight, ball to the offside. And that's why when she swung the ball, when she swung her bat, the arms followed the body, which sent it straight down to the line. So it's an unnatural way of playing the ball that she's trying to do here. That's why she doesn't get the greatest connection with that either. It's going to be stopped by Yasmin Khan. 2.
If I'm the coach, I say to the Bangladesh woman that watch boxing and just look at the body position when boxers are boxing and they want to strike a punch. The head is going towards that foot of theirs, their leading foot always goes towards the opponent. And if you can understand the science behind that, that where your body goes is where your power is going to go.
Oh, Nthabise Nene. Not the easiest of chances of her follow-through, especially of such an unnatural shot, and she puts it down.
And Nthabise Nene finding it quite difficult, just getting that left hand to it. It's one of those that you just hope they stick.
Oh no. Finish your over well here, Nene. In the 6 balls now that she's bowled, just a little bit off in this. Luckily enough, with these last 2 overs, we've been bowling to the bottom order. Can't capitalize on some of the poor deliveries she's delivered. But 1 for 7 still looks amazingly good. And that's thanks to her first 2 overs, which were immaculate. And she closes it off well here, Nthabise Nene. Nothing given away, so stingy. She'll just look to tighten it up at the close. 1 for 7 is insane numbers, though. With 1 more over to go, 74 for 8.
You make a very good point, Pendula, about when you do the analysis afterwards and you look at, don't just look at what the stats say, because stats don't always tell the full story of what you're looking for. What you have to look at is who were you bowling to at that time, and if that is the kind of line and length that you want to bowl to any batter that comes out there, because you've got to feel that better batsmen that are set, it's going to be very difficult. And it's not to be negative to say that she didn't do well and all of that, but it's just the caution that you need to look out for. You're bowling in the death time of the game, and you need to put yourself in a situation where any type of batter that comes in, this is what I would bowl.
Ooh, coming in sharper here from Candler. No run coming from it. Imagine now with a new team at the SWD, she's still going to be playing Division 1 cricket. Imagine you are playing against the Titans and a set Annika Bosch and Sune Lees are batting at that instance, those overs are not going for threes. They're probably going to go for 15s because the quality of play is so much better. Good try here from Disha Biswas, but that extra bounce is not going to work. And so this is what the coaches are looking for, and you are one of those coaches, KG. Another wild swing and a miss here. Excellently done here from Candler. No more of that white stuff anymore.
Yeah, that tight line that she's looking to ball at. Constantly threatening the wickets. And as you've spoken about, even when you ball that fourth stump area, because of the way that they're batting, it looks it's wider than what should be a shorter one that time. So you ball that fourth stump area, where you would think that as a batter, I feel like, oh, this is very close to me. But because they keep on stepping straight on that leg stump, it's too wide from them. And it's like I said, sometimes you don't actually just have to talk about cricket in order to get cricketers to be better. So you look at any other sports that you can talk about. How do you hit the ball? Look at tennis. We spoke about boxing a little bit earlier, but you look at tennis, especially when I hit the ball into the ground and hard. There's that movement on going towards the ball as we take a look at that fifth ball from Alex Kendler. Once again, just past that off stump.
Yeah, the intent was there. She charges down the track, which instills the first part of the momentum that I'm sending the ball forward. But when she gets into the position to play the ball, she's all over the place. And it's the same case here with the last ball of the innings. It's wonderful from Alexandra Candler. She bowled to the weaknesses of the player. That's why she only goes for one.
Controlled aggression. So there's aggression from Bangladesh, but it's not controlled because of the position that they find themselves in. And that's why it's the wild swings rather than trying to make contact with the ball. It's one of those things that I just want to get back to it. But again, I say that there's nothing wrong with aggression, but if it's not controlled, then you are never ever going to get the results that you are looking for. So you need to bet yourself, put yourself in a position where you can control the narrative. The Bangladesh betting cards so far, 19 of 18, 12 of 21, 12 of 19, and nothing else. We've got the 5s, 1, 0, 1, 2, and that speaks about the bowling of the South Africa, but not just the bowling, because there's been a couple of run-outs also, so it also speaks about the fielding of South Africa.
So many overs bowled by each of the bowlers. CEO could have bowled more, but she just got injured. Look at those economy rates. Nini, 1.75. Miane Smith, to me, who was the pick of the bowlers, going for 4 runs in her 3 overs, just missing out on a wicket. But the wicket takers, Caitlin Weingart, looking good for 2. Nondumiso Shangase bowled an absolute peach to get her wicket. And so the only thing that South Africa will need to look at are those extras. It could have been 56 for 8, but it's 75 for 8. A couple of wickets that fell, and we were speaking about the peaches of deliveries that were delivered. And with the Bangladeshis playing inside the line, it makes sense why this hit the top of off stump now when we look at it.
Does make a lot of sense from Caitlin Weingart. Didn't expect that, but when you do put the ball in the right areas, you can expect to get the good results, and that is exactly what happened with that first ball there. And the second one, a bit shorter that time from Ntabiseng Nini. Better looking to force it to the leg side.
Just started to be erroneous mistakes, unforced errors really from Bangladesh. Trying to swing for the heavens, not getting into the line of the ball, which is probably the reason why that was edged back into the stumps. Here's the perler from Nondumiso Shangase. Just extra bounce, extra pace. And then from a fielding perspective, South Africa really upped their game. Shoddy running though, still from Bangladesh. I'll pull that out. No, Karabo Meso. Nothing short of spectacular behind the stumps.
Good catch this time from Caitlin Weingart. Had to step back a little bit. Can be very difficult when you don't know where the ball is. And then Caitlin Weingart followed that up with a very, very good ball. The previous ball before that was a short ball that rattled the bat a little bit, got her on the back foot, and that's how she got the wicket. And that's it from the first innings here. From the Bangladesh innings, as we see the ground staff ensuring that the pitch stays nice and compact. The target for South Africa, just the 76 runs they need in 120 balls to go very, 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 they need to just go at 3.8, and if anything is to go by the first game that they played, this will be an easy chase. And we look to see you back in the next 15 minutes or so, as South Africa will be looking to wrap up the series and make it 2-0 up.
Football. Rugby. It's cricket time. Play Sporty Bet.
On behalf of the Cricket Association, wishing all you beautiful ladies a happy Women's Day.
Easy now, no need figure down. Easy now, no need figure down. That one, that is how it from.
রেডি হইতে বলে না
Easy now, no need figure out. Easy now, no need figure out. That one, that's how I found. Easy now, no need figure out. Easy now, no need figure out. That one, that's how I found. When you run, come around, got all your attack on the down, yeah. When you run, come around, got all your attack on the down, yeah. When you run, come around, got all your attack on the down, yeah. When you run, come around, got all your attack on the down, yeah. When you run, come around, got all your attack on the down, yeah. When you run, come around, got all your attack on the down, yeah. When you run, come around, got all your attack on the down, yeah. When you run, come around, got all your attack on the down, yeah. Thinking about you and how we used to be then. Back when you didn't have to end, we can start again. There's nothing left to say, so it's another day. Just you and me tonight, everything will be okay. If it's alright with you, then it's alright with me. Baby, let's take this time, let's make you memories.
দেখি আলিমারে একটু ক্যাপ করালে একটা ছবি তুলো
Since you've been missing, it's good to see you again. How are you? How you doing? And how about me? It's happening again. If it's alright with you, then it's alright with me. Baby, let's take this time. Let's make new memories. Remember,
Football. Rugby. It's cricket time. Play Sporty Bet.
We're back at the Chatsworth Oval with the South African team looking to go just the 76 runs that they'll be chasing. It's a wonderful opportunity once again for some of these players to look at, can they get a not out? Yasmin Khan and Alex Kendler to open the betting once again for the South African team. And the dangerous Pinky, the young 17-year-old, will be opening the bowling for Bangladesh. A lot of work. They've got their work cut out here, Bangladesh. They need to pick up wickets at regular intervals early on here in this game if they are going to get any result their way. An important game also for Bangladesh, not just the pressure of the game, but the pressure of the series, because they know that should they lose this match, it means that they cannot win the series. But it is 76 runs. Yasmin Khan facing up to Pinky first up. Oh, good first ball. The same way that the Bangladesh innings started, the South African innings has also started with a wicket. Bowled, Pinky, first up, Yasmin Khan, gone, gone, gone. Another wicket of the first ball in Pendulo.
Habiba Islam Pinky is the real deal. Not the best play from Yasmin Khan. First ball, even, you decide to go for a big hot shot after seeing that the track has demons. Questionable decision from Yasmin Khan. She is a good player, just made a poor decision after a good ball from Habiba Islam Pinky. Was definitely the pick of the Bangladesh bowlers. First wicket done.
Habiba Islam Pinky will be very happy with that. That is what the doctor would have ordered. That's exactly how you want to start, yeah. If there is any pressure that you're going to put on the South African woman, is to get that first wicket early on. Faye Tenetcliffe in the second game scored that 82 in the first game. Very, very good strike rate that she went on there, and a good partnership with Alex Kendler, who she has joined at the wicket. Not for one, and not 0.1 for the South African emerging team. Pull shot, first up. There is protection on the boundary. Just a single to start up. Faye Tenetcliffe getting off strike.
Just given the way that she played that Faye Tenetcliffe. A lot of relax, a lot of intent behind it. And here's Habiba Islam Pinky. She took 2 wickets in the previous game. No, she took 1 wicket rather. The second one, first ball, very nicely done.
Alexandra Kendler, you did speak about this, Pendulo. What can we expect from the South African team? First up, first ball from Alex Kendler, already charging and walking towards the bowler. We've lost the 1 wicket, but that doesn't mean that the team is going to get into a shell now. If there's any 2 batters that are high on confidence, is the 2 batters batting for South Africa at the moment. Alex Kendler able to get a not out also in the previous game. So, you know, the coaches always say that, you know, you have to start again just because you got 62 in the last game. But you've got to feel, if I'm not out, I've still got the confidence that my next run will be my 63rd run because I haven't been out so far.
Yeah, that's star next to her best score, indicating that she didn't lose that wicket. Alex Kendler boosts your average quite nicely if you also score big.
Oh, top edge. Just the leading edge there from Alex Kendler. She did a bit of a shimmy, just step forward and back again.
Yeah, don't take on this extra bounce. Ball moving slightly away from her too to get that leading edge. But we saw from Caitlin Weingart, we saw from basically all the South African seamers that the bounce is still there. Only 76 runs were scored, so not really much damage on the surface, really. And so we should still expect to see the same liveliness in this innings as well.
Bit wide at the time to end their first over. A successful over for Bangladesh. 2 for 1, South Africa. Still needing to get that 74, but obviously 114 balls they have, so lots of time.
It's 2 for 1 after 1.
Speed is nothing without timing. And timing is everything in that business. Play it now on your sport today.
Disha Biswas. She got 4 in that one-day international, the last one in Pietermaritzburg. Here she is now. They do have a short extra cover. A slip fielder as well for Bangladesh emerging. Both Candler and Tunnicliffe are off the mark. The thing is, South Africa do bat deep. It's an insanely talented South Africa emerging women's team. Disha Biswas at 22, another one of those talents, but for Bangladesh, having competed for Bangladesh as well, Disha Biswas.
Speak about Disha Biswas in that last one day. That is exactly the requirement for this match. Well played from Alex Candler, hitting it between that cover point and point, just to go for the 2 runs. Yes, we almost skipping the last T20 match and making reference of the last one day, because that is the bowling that will be required from her. And because it's a T20, you don't have as much time now to basically recover. So if she can get South Africa in a bit of trouble like she did in that one day, there could be something here. It could be a tighter game. She needs to do really well.
Just love the patience of Candler waiting for the ball to come to her. And it shows that she's already downloaded the data that the surface or the bowlers of Bangladesh might not be as quick as the ones she's faced for South Africa. You saw that first ball getting the leading edge. Almost got caught by one of those players in the covers. 5 of them standing on the covers for Disha Biswas. Has to be outside the off stump. But Alex Candler will always look to chase the square leg umpire to get a 1. It's a very loose stroke play. Very loose stroke play from Candler.
A very good movement there from the captain, Disha Biswas. And again, just not getting close enough to that ball, Alex Candler. Almost stepping on that off stump. He wanted to get closer. There's something that we noticed with Bangladesh a little bit earlier, not getting enough close to the ball. So it makes it difficult for you to be in control of the shot.
It's very smart bowling from Biswas. Very smartly done. And a good decision from umpire cluster as well, because Candler was now starting to search for that square leg. She moved before release as well, so Disha Biswas pushing the ball. You saw she thought, am I wide, umpy? But that's very nicely done.
They do say that the line moves with the batter.
Not the line of the stumps, though.
Well played. Good fielding. Just a single. But if you look at the difference of how Candler is approaching these innings and what we spoke about in terms of Bangladesh, Candler that time around, she came across, was close to the ball. It was an off-sided ball, but because of how close she is, she then was able to just trickle it around to the leg side. As we said, the closer you are, the more you can manipulate the ball either on the offside or on the leg side.
Even Tunnicliffe having a little bit of a trouble with that. Just stuck in areas.
You see, Tanacliff, that is how the Bangladesh were betting earlier on, not committing yourself towards the ball, just committing the hands far from the ball makes it very difficult for her to be able to get anything on it. If anything, that's one of those balls, because you're not in control and so far, you can so easily get an edge on it and you find yourself in trouble. So you want to correct that, you want to get a bit closer to the ball, similar to what we saw in the first game, the first T20 game, getting close to the ball, accessing both sides of the wicket.
Alice Candler has just shown that she has mastered that part of her game. Waits for the ball a touch longer now. See, just that, just waiting for it to come to her so that she can play it on its true pace. She's already gotten that leading edge when she played it a bit too early, and so that's what I mean when I say she's downloaded the data of what the surface is bringing to her. So now she's answering the question of what the surface demands. Waits for it, play it under the eye, and move your feet well.
Once again, looking to get charging of the ball, but Habiba Ismail Pinky just getting the ball to tail in. Good ball there from Pinky.
It's a dangerous ball to play. It's a good ball from Pinky because even if she tried to cut that Candler, she opens the risk of edging it to that wide slip because of the ball coming back to her. Very nicely done from Pinky. I don't know how to play that.
Oh, Kendall looking to be a bit expressive here early on, looking to hit that one over the keeper. Doesn't get the bat on it. It's not the kind of shot that you want to play early on here in your innings. Just 76 runs that you are chasing. Again, be on a not out at the end of this innings. There is no pressure whatsoever in terms of the amount of runs that you need to get to.
Yeah, in my head, I'm just thinking too early, Alex. Too early for that kind of shot. Respect good bowling. That's what Habiba Islam Pinky is doing here. And you have more than enough time to cover 76 runs. Because eventually, just like that, the bowler will eventually have to target the stumps. We've seen that Candler enjoys the ball on her legs. She enjoys the ball on her body. She works the leg side very well. Eventually, the bowlers will search for the stumps, and that's when she can score. Especially when you don't have to attack the score like a 76 here. Can even see off Habiba Islam Pinky for 2 runs and over. There's not going to be much damage done. There's too little runs on the board for Bangladesh.
Just going down to the leg side, and the keeper running to get it, just the 2 runs. It's an important aspect of batting when you're chasing and you've got a target and you know how to approach the game. The question that you need to ask yourself as a batting team at the score at 76 is that, is this the kind of score that we can chase in 15 or 16 overs? And if the answer is yes, then you go like, if there's a bowler that's going to have a good 4 overs, so be it. Because this is the type of score that we can be able to chase down in 15 or 16 overs. We don't have to attack everyone. So if Pinky is having a good day on today, goes for 2 and over, goes for 8 runs, you still got 68 to get in about 96 balls, which is a good position to be in as a batting team.
And that should be their thinking process. These are nice deliveries bowled by Habiba Islam Pinky. It's very nicely done. 2 runs in the over. She almost gave troubles to Alexandra Candler. After 3 overs, it's 7 for 1. And even though we speak about the importance of these two, right down until it's a little bit jumbled up, but there's players here. Simone Lawrence, she can bat. Miane Smith, Karabo Meso. Those are 3 players who can give you 60s, 70s, 80s, even 100s on any given day. So South Africa with the 1 wicket they've lost, can still afford to lose 2 to 3 more wickets before they start feeling that, ish, we are in trouble here in terms of chasing the score down. Just moving away from Faye Tunnicliffe in that instance. The outside edge is found at third by Habiba Islam Pinky.
Something that we probably would have noticed with Faye Tunnicliffe, she's just faced the 4 balls, but she just does look like early on here, her feet a little bit stuck in the crease. That's why you get that outside edge. It is because of the approach that she has been going at early on here at Tunnicliffe. But she's still there. Hasn't given opportunity so far, so he's got lots and lots of time to be able to see and correct and see what is it that worked in the previous game that I can keep on doing in this game.
She's had 2 missed shots, Faye Tunnicliffe, from her 4 deliveries. 2 of them, 2 of them just looking a little bit ginger because of the fact that she's just not getting onto the line of the ball as much. With a slower surface, you can get away with that because your hands have time to adjust with the ball being stuck on the surface. On this, where the ball is just coming to you a little bit friendlier, you want to get to the pitch of the ball, you want to get to the line of the ball. That's what Candler's doing here. It's a great stop here from Misty.
Kendler has definitely decided that her mode of attack will be going across and down to the ball, be close to it and try to control it. It is just one of those that you say to the bowlers that I've opened up my stumps, so try to hit them and let's see. We know how comfortable she is playing off her pads, so that won't be a good ploy if the bowlers are to go to it.
Oh, Asbin Appeal and Alex Candler takes the edge. That's the second one down. It's just them not getting to the line of the ball. And it gets the edge. Wicket number 2 falls for South Africa emerging.
Yeah, Alex Candler at that time changing the mode that we've been speaking about. The previous ball, she's been going to the ball, but this time just stayed away from the ball. And a big heave, big swing, big movement from Disha. And that's the second wicket down for South Africa. 8 for 2 in the 3.4 overs. Early troubles here, early troubles here.
Didn't look like a good stroke from Alex Candler. She just did not get to the ball. It sounds like we are broken records here, KG. But that's what we mean. She just didn't get to it. She didn't even start her innings. She didn't get going. 6 from 17.
The pressure. She's taken the bulk of the batting, hasn't got too many runs. And just the singles that we're talking about, just rotate the strike early on, get yourself in the game, don't get back down for too long. It is Smith just getting that 5 not out the previous game. Strike rate looks very high, but it's just the 5 runs. Needed the 1 ball or 2 balls to get to that.
Yeah. 1 ball to score, 1 ball to lose your wicket.
Big opportunity for Miane Smith. Last game, not too much to do from her, not too much required from her. Different position to walk in, 8 for 2. Just 3.4 overs. Good start here from Bangladesh.
I think that's a good guard taken by Miane Smith. She took her guard on the leg, on the off stump, and I saw Alex Candler mark the off stump for some reason, but she never got to the off stump. She just carried on playing on the middle stump. Look at where her feet are, Miane. They are on that off stump. So if the ball is outside the line of the stumps, she can reach it easily. If the ball is in line with the stumps, it's in her scoring areas. I think that's a missed trick from Candler. What a shot. This lady is very good at this cricket thing. And she gets to the ball. Tunnicliffe smashes it through the covers for 4.
Very good shot. Faye Tunnicliffe walking down. Absolutely hitting that past extra cover. No chance at all. That That's the start that you would be looking for. 6 from just the 5 balls, 13 for 2, 4 overs down.
She really is a class act, Faye Tunnicliffe. The first, or effectively the first, one-day international, which was the second, right here, scoring a decent 27, helping Alex Candler get to her 85. And then the next game, she scores a century. Next game after that, she almost gets another century in the T20s. You just saw the dominance through that shots for 4.
And I like this from Bangladesh, keeping their seam bowlers, so their most dangerous bowlers on, because they know that wickets is what they need if they are to trouble South Africa.
White ball from Pinky. There's 2 ways to look at this also. You're looking at it as Bangladesh. You don't want these wides being bowled by Pinky. You want wickets being bowled by her. So not a good ball. But also at the same time, as South Africa, you know now that it's either she's going to bowl this as a last over of her spell, or she has 2 more overs to bowl in her spell. So regardless, her time is now limited. So you still are going to get a chance to score runs once she's gone. And so for Bangladesh, she needs a wicket in this over. Otherwise, 1 for 5 after 3 overs looks good. But when you're chasing 76,
again,
you want that to be 3 for 5. Even 3 for 10, you'll take it.
It's a game for Bangladesh have got to realize that it's not a 20-over game, because if they get anywhere close to 20 overs, that game will be done a long time ago. It is that type of a game with modest score of just 76. Probably it's a 14-over, 15-over game. So you want to get your wickets early on to ensure that you don't prolong the game. And that is why you see Pinky continuing, hoping, as you say, that 3 for 10 in 4 overs, it's a different ball game altogether. So she needs to get those wickets early on.
Yeah, no pressure, 17-year-old. No pressure. And she does bowl really well. Misty has been fielding well. Good call to not take it. 2 run-outs in the Bangladesh innings. So, Mia Naismith and Faye Tunnicliffe better in their calling.
I think Bangladesh do know the importance of picking up wickets early on here. Dot balls are almost not good enough. It's the wickets that they'll be hunting for.
Good stop. They also need to minimize their boundary deliveries. That was one of those boundary deliveries, so the field did well to stop that. But they need to be careful not to give away boundaries. A boundary every 2 overs is guaranteed to lose the game if they're not getting wickets.
This is still in the power play. It will be interesting also to see when you go out of the power play, how do they go? Do they still go attacking, defensive? You've got to look at the score and say probably this is the type of a game where you need to go almost like a half-half type of a thing, where you need to be defensively attacking because you don't want to go for those runs easily, but you also want to be attacking to get the wickets. So you can't just put your 4 fielders out and just put them there and say, go stop the boundaries. Probably want to go 3 fielders on the boundary. You want to get other fielders to go in to try and pick up the wicket. Otherwise, then it becomes an easy game for South Africa.
Good bounce. Not a good take from Mosamateva behind the stumps. Just the difference when you get a much quicker and a much bouncier surface, especially as a wicketkeeper is so used to the subcontinent. This is slightly different conditions.
Movement there. Deceiving ever there, but good effort ball from Pinky. And I like to see that also. Almost waking the batters up. Almost to say that I'm not just one-dimensional. I'm not just going to put in the good areas, that back of a length type of a thing. I do have that short ball. And it's good signs for Bangladesh to see from a 17-year-old bringing that out.
Good hits from Smith. Gonna be stopped though by square leg.
And you speak about Smith, and in terms of understanding what her strengths are as a batter, where she is standing, like you say, that if you go just outside that off stump, it's still close enough to have to be in control. Almost a similar area the two teams were at. Bangladesh was 70 for 3 at this point, South Africa 17 for 2. Just a 1 wicket difference in between. But if you think about South Africa's innings the last time around, the last game, that in a similar situation that South Africa and Bangladesh were up until about the 6-7 over, and then bang, South Africa just blew Bangladesh out of the waters. We see Disha continuing to bowling. As we said, that they know they need to pick up wickets early.
See off this little bit of pressure as South Africa, and you start getting into good grounds. Sure, the spin bowlers for Bangladesh are pretty decent. Have your likes of Fatima Jahan, Janatul Fadosh, Sumona, Sabikun, Naha Jasmine, who are going to come in with their spin. So they still have some options. Outside edge. Ball reached for by Miane Smith, but there's no real threat with no one there. Educated edge, you might say, even.
And because she wasn't too far from the ball, you could just see that in that last moment that it becomes a bit of a soft hands, and that's why even if it was an edge, you feel like even if there was somebody there, the ball just went into the ground, so it makes it an easy. So that's what you want to do. Be as close as possible and dictate what you want to do. Like that. Like that. If you're close to the ball, you are in control of where you want to hit the ball, and that is exactly what Faye Tanatliff did. Allowed the ball to come to her, hit it ever so sweetly.
The placement from Faye Tanatliff is nothing short of brilliant. You might think maybe we are glazing what she's doing, but you glaze what glazes itself. And that's what she's doing here, Faye Tanatliff. Her shot selection is phenomenal. Her timing is nothing short of exquisite. The ease in which she plays cricket is just amazing. Whether you go to the offside, whether you go to the leg side, she will punish you. You need to be perfect or nothing to Faye Tanatliff.
Both sides of the wicket, Faye Tanatliff. Last time hitting it on the offside, this time hitting it to the leg side. She knows exactly where the fielders are, places it ever so perfectly. This is turning out to be such a good over here for South Africa. 9 runs, 2 balls still to go. 26 for 2.
Already at a 200 strike rate here, Faye Tanatliff. Oh, that was the chance. Yeah, when you're bowling to a Faye Tanatliff, there's no half opportunities. You have to make all of them count. And Disha Biswas could not.
Hit back at Disha Biswas there. Oh, it is one of those that you say, you just want that ball to stick. Because you don't have too much time to get to it. You just hope that you put your hand out there and it sticks in the hand. And unfortunately for Disha there, just ricocheted. Early life here for Faye Tanatliff.
Bangladesh after this need to keep that pressure with the field. There's no need to expand for the power play. Little edge. Habiba Islam Pinky. Can't take her out of the game, Habiba Islam. And a good call to keep it to 1. Faye Tanatliff looks like she's just stretched something on her legs. That's why she couldn't come for 2. 6 overs done. End of the power play. 27 for 2. Interesting power play. 2 wickets down from the first ball. Very nice one from Habiba Islam Pinky. Then the runs were very hard to come.
A bit of you can't see me celebration there. You see a couple of balls there. Bit difficult here for South Africa early on. Alex Kendler tried to do a couple of things. Didn't look too comfortable early on here. And then ultimately to just take a big swing at one. Disha just edging her out. And then since then, there's been a couple of good strokes, particularly from the bat of Faye Tunnicliffe. Has hit 3 boundaries since that time around, all over. 2 on the offside, 1 on the leg side. 27 for 2, end of the power play. It does look like the scoring rate is low, but with what you're chasing, that's fine.
Be very interested to see how they set up for the spin bowler. It's their time now. 36-year-old Fatima Jahan made her international debut 19 years ago. The tender age of 17, Fatima Jahan. So she's been around the block for a bit. Up in the air for Faith Tunnicliffe. Try to stop that. Good luck on the process. Slapped with disdain from Faith Tunnicliffe. Pure timing and pure power.
Very good shot from Faye Tunnicliffe. Just getting down on that one knee, hitting it over that extra cover. Easy as you like. Not the same start as Fatima had in the previous game. Previous game got a wicket on the first ball, the LBW. But this time, not going to happen. It's Faye Tunnicliffe into the attack.
Can't bowl there and expect to get reward, especially to Faith Tunnicliffe. It's a little bit too wide. Murshida Khartoon with a good stop. Supported by Janatul Simona. They're going to keep it to 2.
So in context, in Pendulo, as we just take a look at that, just a late hit onto it, full face of the bat. When Fatima made her debut, Pinky was not even born. And they're playing in the same team now.
She wasn't even in the plans. Ooh, really close for Jahan. She was not even in the plans. She was going to get born 2 years later. That's how long Fatima Jahan has been playing. Funny business, this life thing. I've seen LeBron James play with his sons in cricket, in basketball. Why not see the same thing sometime in cricket?
These things do happen. Just shows the longevity, how long you've been around. I must also say a lot about your stamina and your fitness levels to keep on playing at a high level for 19 years.
She has a nice and simple action as well. Fatima Jahan doesn't overcomplicate her work.
And good recovery in the over after going for that boundary in the first ball. And the 2, 3 dead balls. Importantly, this last ball, how do you close off this over?
Just keeping it tight here, Jahan. Keeping it tight. Well, not tight enough. It's a cruel thing to say that it's not tight enough, because that was it. But it is Faith Tunnicliffe who has loosened the gun here and is just going for everything. What a good stroke.
Good stroke from Faye Tunnicliffe. You've got to feel that even if you lock the door, if I've got a master key, I can open any door anyway, and that's what Faye Tunnicliffe did. Looking to keep it tight, Fatima. Faye Tunnicliffe says that I have got all the shots.
39 runs to win for South Africa emerging. They have kicked it up to over 5 runs to the over now, 37 after 7 overs. The danger lady, Faith Tunnicliffe, 25 from 15. No more Disha Biswas, no more Habiba Islam Pinky. And so the South Africans can believe they can charge at it a little bit more now with less risky bowlers that they can face.
Just the 2 batters. Niene Smith just going at a strike rate of 33. But doesn't mean much if your partner is going at a strike rate of 176, because now you feel that if you put that together, we're still going at over 100 strike rate as a partnership. And the more that happens on the other side, the more confidence comes to Niene Smith. Simona into the attack.
More spinning options. The ball can be played to the leg side here with her spinning the ball in. So it's just going to be much easier. Bangladesh should probably have that long on standing and in the ring. You'd probably want to have, if between the two batters, Mia Naismith, you want to have Mia Naismith trying to hit the ball over, then pushed her down for Faye Tunnicliffe. There's going to be easy ones here all day long. All day long. Just have to apply more of the pressure. You don't have enough runs to be defensive. Go on to the attack. This is going to be too easy for Smith and Tunnicliffe.
The requirement is very simple here from Bangladesh, and the requirement is wickets. There is no space. If you go for 2-3 overs without getting wickets, you are so much behind the game.
It's a nice looking ball, but both Smith and Tunnicliffe know that there's absolutely no pressure in what they're doing. So if they don't get more runs in this over, it's still fine for South Africa women emerging, but you do expect that they'll probably run a bit more. 3 balls remaining rather. That's a much better bowling now from Simona. If you're going to have 4 fielders on the covers, push that ball outside the off stump then.
I would just like to see, I like the way Mia Smith started with the ball, with the stance against the seam bowlers on that off stump. Probably could employ a similar type of tactic here, because she's very strong on her legs, so it makes it an easy shot if you try to hit the stumps.
Risky, and he cuts the bottom edge. Simona strikes for Bangladesh. 3rd wicket falling for South Africa women's emerging.
Mia Smith was itching to get some runs. Hasn't been getting the runs, and that was just a bit too tight to be cut. Best that she could do was get a bit of an edge on it. And that is exactly Pendulori is speaking about. If she goes onto that off stump, it makes it easy for her to just tuck it to the leg side. But because she's standing more on the leg side now, it's like she's not too sure exactly where the ball is and where her stumps are. Lucky to go out there, Mia Smith. But good bowling from Simona, keeping it very, very tight. Not too much width.
Yeah, another big issue. She's playing against the spin. You're putting yourself under big trouble now when you are playing against that spin. It brings 19-year-old Simone Lawrence into the crease. Teammate of Mia Naismith up at the Titans. But we've seen the surface, extra bounce, a little bit of extra turn. It has not changed since the morning. You don't want to go against the spin too often. This is good, much better. Still want to apply pressure on a new batter though, but 3 runs taken. Simona will be happy that she's gotten the wickets of Mia Naismith, who also ate up a couple of balls. Goes 4 for 13. It's 40 for 3 after 8 overs.
Yes, Simona Lawrence, a player that has also played in the 2 World Cups for the South Africa under-19. She's gotten a lot of games. Yasmin Khan going earlier on. She's not of the one. Kendler looked to go ultra attacking. That's 6 from 17. Faye Tunnicliffe still going well, 26 of 16. In the previous wicket, just Mia Naismith looking to cut one that was a bit too close. But Simona Lawrence has joined Faye Tunnicliffe, also a provincial hockey player, Simona Lawrence. So you can imagine that she's got good hands. She is those type of players also that's very good running between the wicket and likes to go. As we see Jasmine coming into the attack.
29-year-old Sabikun. Would have loved to see the continuation of Fatima Jahan, but let's see what the alteration can be here. Good start from Sabikun Jasmine.
And that's the thing about having to chase down or to defend 76. When you go for 8 or 9 or 10, it's too much. You have to come out of the attack because there isn't a lot of runs to play with here.
36 to go. Make that 35.
And that type of betting is what you can expect from Simone Lawrence. She is not a bettor that's going to nudge it around and look to see what's happening. She's quite an attacking bettor. Is open and in innings quite a lot of times. So she's one of those bettors that's also used to betting a lot in the power play, where she can hit the ball over the inner field to get those boundaries. So I do expect to see her playing her natural game of being attacking.
Attacking on either side of the pitch here for South Africa. Interesting line of attack to Faye Tunnicliffe. I was a bit afraid that she's going to bowl the ball too straight. But there is protection for that as well. And what I like more now is just the variance in tactics bowling to both Simone Lawrence and Faye Tunnicliffe. You don't bowl it short though. You are going to get punished. Habiba Islam Pinky does really well down at the deep. But you don't want to bowl too many of those.
Don't want to give the batters enough chance to hit the ball. That was a bit too short. Even though it's wide, because of the pace that is coming at, it's easy for Simone Lawrence to just hit it to the leg side. You spoke about earlier on downloading the data early on, and that's what Jasmine has done in terms of the line of attack that she's chosen to go to Faye Tunnicliffe after seeing how Fatima bowled to Faye Tunnicliffe and what happened to her that time around. And sometimes that's what it takes. Not doing too much, but just changing the line of coming through. Because if I'm a right-hander batting and a left-hander is coming over the wicket, it means naturally my body as a batter has to tend to try and accommodate and look at where they're coming from. And more often than you can see the batter sometimes, you're not too sure exactly where your stumps are because your upper body has actually tend to try and see where the bowler is coming from. Bowling cut here from Bangladesh. Pinky early on, just 3 overs, picking up the wicket. And her partner also, Disha, picking up a wicket. And Fatima just going for that 10 runs. It's quickly been taken out of the attack, replaced by Jasmine and Simona also taking a wicket in their previous over. And Simona will be continuing.
Yeah, just notice how wide that long on is. Great shot. Wonderfully done from Faye Tunnicliffe. It looked way too easy. Nonchalance, but still beats the mid-off. Goes for 4.
When you are in the form that Faye Tunnicliffe is in, good hit. Would have expected the bowler to have done better there. But those wrists from Faye Tunnicliffe hitting the ball into the ground ever so hard. And South Africa moved to 48 for 3 in just the 9.1 overs.
It's really pretty batting here from Faye Tunnicliffe. Oi!
Got stuck a little bit that time around, Faye Tunnicliffe. Was playing that from the back foot. Good bowling from Simona after being hit for a boundary in the previous. Just the 28 runs needed from South Africa.
Your mathematics is so sharp, Kagisha Masipelele. That's nicely done. Good picking of the fielder here. And I think now for Simone Lawrence, bring that long on in. Tighten it up. She's not going to play the same strike that we've just seen from Faye Tunnicliffe.
Then the problem that Bangladesh have gotten themselves in is they've given 5 easy hits for Simone Lawrence, where we would have wanted that early on. Now she's been a bit more comfortable now.
Doesn't help that those are deliveries that they are bowling to her. Faith Honeycliffe, very quick between the wickets, and so she called it the moment she saw that she could get back on strike. It also puts a lot of pressure on the fielders and the bowlers as well. 50 runs up for South Africa women emerging. There's zero pressure anymore.
Get yourself into a good position, then you can almost dictate how you want to go about chasing the score. Not too much to be chasing here for South Africa.
She's an excellent cricketer, Habiba Islam Pinky.
She's everywhere.
I can't wait to see her. I cannot wait to see her at the big stage. Not only is she a good bowler, she gives her all in the field. We saw her all 3 games. She gets some sort of injury, whether it's on her right shoulder, whether it's on her legs. She throws herself up everywhere. But we are halfway through the innings right now, and the big difference between the two are those little dots. South Africa in women's emerging be that blue line. And it's going to reach that 70 very quick if they don't get any dots. After 10 overs at the same time, Bangladesh were 3 runs behind and 2 wickets over. What's going to happen for the next 10? It's 51 for 3.
This is how Benny McCarthy spends halftime, multiplying the excitement while the match takes a break. Play Sporty Skill and discover casino games on SportyBet. Bet smart. Play SportyBet. This is how Benny McCarthy...
34 from 23 for Faith Honeycliffe, because who else but Faith Honeycliffe in this team? Yasmin Khan got some very good ball to dismissed in her very first delivery. Miane Smith, this time no complaints over her dismissal, caught behind the stumps. Karabo Meso is most likely going to be the next batter after this, then followed by Nondumeso Shangase and then Seshini Naidu.
Bangladesh bowling. Piki has picked up that wicket. Disha also picking up a wicket. Simona also, but you just look at those economy rates in this type of a game, and that wicket column also need to be getting a bit more wickets if you are going to threaten the South African side of things. If you look, 75 for 8, Bangladesh is what they ended on. Just the 76 that South Africa will be requiring. Currently on 51 for 3. Faye Cliff continuing in the same vein of form that she was in the last game. 34 from just the 23. Has been joined by Simone Lawrence. 4 from the 6 balls. What is very interesting is that Bangladesh only scored 6 fours in their 20 overs. And at the halfway point, South Africa has already gotten the same amount of fours that they've got.
48 for 5 was the situation for Bangladesh at the very same time. And of those 48, around 13 of them were wides. So you're looking at around 35 runs coming from the bat. It has been no secret that the Bangladeshi bowlers have been a touch more disciplined in terms of giving away extras versus the South African women. Just that the batting for the South Africans has just been a touch better than that of Bangladesh. Sabikun Jasmine. She bowls to Faith Honeycliffe, continuing with the line coming over the wickets, going across the right-hander.
A mode of attack to Faith Honeycliffe is to come over the wickets, open up the angles as we spoke about. But as soon as Simone Lawrence comes onto strike, she comes around the wickets. And that shows that she's decided that she's going to use the same line of attack now for Simone Lawrence coming over the wickets. And shows thinking from the bowler that they're looking to do something different, knowing that you need to do something to try and get wickets. Simone Lawrence just blocking that one out. It looked like she was itching to actually hit that one. There was a big swing and then last minute just dropped it.
Sabikun Jasmine taking off all the pace of the delivery.
This time with the swing, just hits it down to that long on. How many pinkies do we have on the field? Because she's everywhere where the ball is going. She was at cover. She's now at long on doing fielding once again.
I think everyone is Habiba Islam Pinky. Who's anyone else? 23 to win now.
Nice late cut there from Faye Tunnicliffe. It's just a single, but that is okay. 3 runs in the first 4 balls. That's exactly what you need. You do know that once in a while, or it happens every 2 overs, so that there's that boundary ball that you can capitalize on, but you do not even need to do that in this game.
Yeah, that long on is going to have a lot of work. Guess who? It's going to be a lot of work for that long on. They're just going to use her every other delivery, because there's no other way to score unless you go to the offside. If she's bowling the ball straight from this angle, the only place to hit the ball safely is to that long on.
Nicely hit from Faye Tunnicliffe. Very, very hard hit. And a good effort from the point fielder to ensure that it's just a single. Another good over for South Africa. 5 runs in the contest of the game.
See, just a bit wide there. It's on the 5th stump, so it allows the ball to be cut to the offside. And coming around was Afia Ashima Era, who too can come in and bowl with a bit of her spins if she needs to. 20 runs to win from 54 deliveries. That's 4 overs of cricket remaining probably in the game, unless if Faye Tunnicliffe has different ideas. Or if Simona has different ideas with the ball as well for Bangladesh.
The target for the batters is not out. That's the only thing that they need to be targeting at the moment. Be stingy with that wicket, get that average high. And also just the confidence of not being out. When you start in the next game, then you know you've got the confidence that they don't know how to get my wicket. That's hit very hard from the bat of Faye Tunnicliffe. Definitely not holding back. And it's funny that you look at the game that she hasn't hit too many boundaries, but she's on 38 from the 27 balls, which shows that there's those singles. There was 5 singles in the previous over, so they don't stay on strike for too long.
Yeah, you can get off strike if you work the ball into those areas. It's a good stop from Fadosh Simona, because that was a guaranteed single if she'd passed her. You saw the field placing just a ball ago, how there's so much space to work on that leg side. I don't like it versus Simone Lawrence, because a tighter field forces her to play shots like those. And with your fielder in, there's going to be a bigger risk for her to play them. It puts too much responsibility on the bowler, making her bowl so much in one area, and the batters know that it's going to that one area, so it's going to be easy for them to manipulate the ball.
Simone Lawrence looking to go over. Doesn't get the connection she's looking for, but bit of a bloop there at the long off boundary. That's a 4 from the bat of Simone Lawrence. Should have never been a 4 there.
You see what happens when it's not Habiba Islam Pinky. But Shatirani just not being able to stop it. Sometimes the bounces can be a little bit vicious. That's why they teach long barrier sometimes. When you get to the ball, just stick to the basics.
They say keep it simple at times. Especially because when the ball has been hit too long off, normally the 2 batters will just be strolling through for a single rather than trying to rush. So you've got enough time to pick up the ball and throw it back to the bowler.
awareness comes in many different forms, and awareness in the batting there for that single by Simone. It's 62 for 3. And when we speak of that awareness in the field, it's knowing, okay, we need to keep this batter in strike. Let me not throw the ball. Let me not shy for the stumps because we no longer have runs to give away if it's an overthrow. There's so many different things. So when you know that the batters are just strolling for a one, and even the batters know that they're playing at long on and long off for ones, you don't have to press the ball. You don't have to, I'm going to get you out. Just keep it to the one. 14 to win.
Just meant to continue to Simone Lawrence. As they hit on that. Oh, another misfield in there. They come back. Oh, just a single for that.
Yeah.
I suppose you look at the score, needing 13, 14, but there is never a time in any sort of sport where you should feel like, oh, we've already lost and we're just going to be sloppy around, because there's still another game to be played after this. And if you get used to bad habits, then there's muscle memory that you're going to do the same things when you come back.
Especially if you've already lost the first 3 games of the tournament. This should be something that you are looking to just change a little bit. And it's not the case right now for Bangladesh, because it's like a trigger that, oh, here it is again. And so we are going through it again.
Lawrence is coming down. As you said, we'll be pampering that long on. I'd like to see Pinky very busy. This is still a teenager, so does have the energy to run around the field the entire day. Just 11 runs needed from South Africa. 65 for 3, 12.3.
Yeah, Faye Tunnicliffe has exactly the amount of runs they need to get to her 50.
Hit to the leg side. Will it go to the boundary? Good fielding from Pinky. Coming across once again. He's getting down there. And that's not easy, because there was a fielder that was coming across and went across the ball, but she still went down, got it down. Definitely not making it easy for anyone here, Pinky, even when the game has run away from the team. Wide there from Jasmine. I don't want Tunnicliffe to get to that 100.
And that's why, for me, I've loved Habiba Islam Pinky so much, and she is the find of the tour for Bangladesh. Tunnicliffe has already been discovered. She might be just the find of the tour completely. Habiba Islam Pinky.
Coming down, Simone Lawrence hitting it straight down, and another misfield, this time from Pinky. And that's a boundary. 1 hit away, South Africa find themselves. Just the 3 runs they need as Simone Lawrence coming down in complete control of that shot, hitting it as straight as possible.
That's such a nicely played shot from Simone Lawrence. Might be big enough to just complete the game in the next ball now. Just 3 runs remaining.
Coming down, once again, hitting it to the leg side. This time there's protection. Just be that run. Keeps herself on strike. Simone Lawrence wants to finish this off. Just the 2 runs to go. 74 for 3, South Africa find themselves a shot away from winning the series.
I'll tell you why Habiba Islam Pinky has just been my favorite player after Faye Tunnicliffe in this entire tour. Even when Bangladesh have lost all of their games, at the point where they know that they've lost their game, Habiba Islam Pinky still throws her body around. After being hit on her shoulder, she still comes back and she bowls. After landing on her shoulder with bad fielding in the bad, she still throws the ball with that very dangerous arm and still comes in to bowl the very next over. That's the energy you want. Someone who never, ever, ever dies off in her spirits. And speaking of her, the game is done. Who does the ball go to? Habiba Islam Pinky. So that never die spirit is so different, especially from a 17-year-old to do it.
Pinky to Simone Lawrence, the 20-year-old Simone Lawrence. Just up and low, full toss. Oof. Almost getting a wicket. It is always such an encouraging sign when you speak about a player and the impression of a player, and not just looking at the stats, but looking at the way that she has carried herself in whatever situation that Bangladesh have found themselves in, that she's still willing to fight. She's still positive. She still wants to go on and on and on. She's still staying within the game.
Just everything about her speaks of, I belong here.
Good shot. Hit. Nobody there. Easy hit for Simone Lawrence. A full toss. Nobody patrolling that boundary. Simone Lawrence deposited very easily. One bounce into the boundary. And that's the game for South Africa.
What a shot from Simone Lawrence. Is it Simone Lawrence or is it Dewald Brevis? I'm not sure. She smashed that so wonderfully, keeping her face down, keeping her ball on the ball. And 7 wickets is what South Africa win the game. A very convincing victory. And guess who again contributes for South Africa? Faye Tunnicliffe. If this doesn't send the impression to whomever needs the impression to be made to, it's going to be very hard to determine what more she needs to do, Faye Tunnicliffe.
Faye Tunnicliffe has had a very good tour. The last 3 innings have just been out of this world. Getting 182, a 41 not out. Bangladesh betting card, Khan, or South Africa betting card rather, Khan just getting that first ball. Kendler 6 from 17 and Tunnicliffe not out. 41 from 29. Miane Smith didn't trouble the scorers too much. 4 from just the 13. Simone Lawrence 22 not out of 20. Very good betting here from South Africa.
5 extras. 5 extras. At the same time, South Africa already floating on around 14 extras, if not 15. That's a big difference maker as well in how this could have finished earlier. 10 runs for that Fatima over and she was cut off the attack, but it still wasn't enough. Habiba Islam Pinky, pick of the picks. And she does really well with 1 for 10. But Faye Tunnicliffe and Simone Lawrence, yet another partnership involving Faye Tunnicliffe, another partnership involving one of the top batters in the side, leads South Africa to a very convincing 7-wicket victory.
As we spoke about it earlier on, this was going to be about a 14-13 over game, and that's the mindset that Bangladesh should go into this, should have gone this game with. As we see Rowan Richards there, bowling coach, former Momentum Multiply Titans player, helping out with the team. Bongani Ndaba, that was at the World Cup. No, the previous World Cup rather.
Partnership coming into a close. It all started with here, Habiba Islam Pinky with a super delivery. You would think that from here it was all going to be a downfall, especially with the wicket of Alexandra Candler, who was the main lady alongside Faye Tunnicliffe. And speaking of Faye Tunnicliffe, she remains the main lady and takes the game away from Bangladesh alongside Simone Lawrence, your hometown girl.
Simone Lawrence, very, very good batter. Faye Tunnicliffe has just been showing why she's got that call up to the South African team. Getting the team across the line, hitting the shots all over the wicket, on the offside, on the leg side, straight down. She is just a batter that is enjoying her cricket at the moment. Bit of a chance early on, but a tough one on the follow through there. Not an easy one to get, but that over from Fatima where she just pounced into Fatima, hitting her for the 2 boundaries, literally hitting her out of the attack. Smith just looking to cut one that is a bit too close to be cut, getting that under edge. Then after that, it's just been a good partnership between Simone Lawrence and Faye Tenetliff to close off this game. And a wonderful victory for South Africa. Bit of a half chance there. But wonderful batting from South Africa. What we have seen throughout is trying to get to the pitch of the delivery, as we see on that occasion, getting to the pitch of delivery, hitting it over extra cover. Bit of a misfelt. Simone Lawrence closing off the game, coming down the wicket, using her feet. And a good victory for South Africa. 2-0 win in this series. The last one, keeping her head down, hitting it over to cow corner. And that's the end of the match. South Africa working with victory.
What a win for South Africa. What a win throughout the entirety of the tour, actually. The only one not with a result was the rained out game on this very ground. We speak of 51% chance of rain today. None of that. It only rained more victories for South Africa after winning the first 3 games, the 2 one-day internationals, the 1 T20 in Pietermaritzburg. And now they do the right thing, winning this one at Chatsworth by 7 wickets. What a Women's Day for South Africa women as they win this game. And now they'll be looking to close it off. 3-0. Is it possible? It's going to be happening on Tuesday, the 11th of August. We're going to be coming back here at the Chatsworth Oval. And in order for you to catch all the game and information, you are going to catch it here on Cricket South Africa's YouTube channel, brought to you by Mega Live at 1:45 on Tuesday. Let's make sure that we are together and we convene once more with our awesome production team at Mega Live, our wonderful crew in Chatsworth for Cricket South Africa. Myself, Mpendulo Makubane, co-commentator Kagisho Masubelele, bringing you all of the chatty chats. We will see each other again on Tuesday at 12:45 for the final game of the tour between South Africa Women's Emerging and Bangladesh Women's Emerging. Do enjoy the rest of your Sunday. See you again on Tuesday.
This is how Benny McCarthy spends the last 60 minutes of a football match. With early goals on SportyBet, selected win and goal predictions can be settled before full time. Be smart. Play SportyBet.
Football. Rugby. It's cricket time. Play SportyBet.